Good afternoon and welcome into the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network for this presentation of the 2026 CCL State Championship game as presented here from Monte Vista High School in Danville. Along my side, Harry Setrakian, the color analyst for today, our broadcast producer, Jack Brooks. My name is Charlie Limoncelli. Thank you all for tuning in here for Game 2 of the CCL State Championship. The Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Academy Barons squaring off. The Crawdads pulled off a 5-4 victory yesterday, Harry, right here at Monte Vista. But now, because this is technically a neutral site host scene, Crawdads become the away team here for Game 2. The Barons will take their place as the home team, despite both teams staying in the dugouts that they were at yesterday. But kind of all that is irrelevant. What's really going to matter is what actually happens on the field. And yesterday was a great indication of what this entire series is going to be like, Harry. Back and forth, really good pitching, and timely hitting.
Well, absolutely. We came in knowing that it was going to be a great matchup between two teams that have survived here till the end, just done a good job of, winning the meaningful games when they have to, dialing it up in the biggest moments. And yeah, it just shows that pitching is what wins championships, and pitching is what will get you to championships as well. Both teams, excellent outings from Amari Yolas for the Academy Barons to start things. Tate Foxen matching him with 4 innings. He was excellent. But then on the Crawdad side, too, 5 innings from Alessandro Martinez, Gomez coming out with 3, and Brand with the save. It's what this series is going to be all about. And for the Crawdads, you just got to go 1-1 at this point, and you do have the benefit of the home crowd. That said, you are the quote-unquote away team today, and well, when Academy plays it at home again with quotes around it, they're still batting in the bottom half of innings. They're 14-5, so it's better than their optics on the road. So, gonna be tough.
Absolutely. 6-11 the Barons are on the road, including yesterday. As we welcome you again into today's pregame show, brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend. So check out who is playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek. Harry, you kind of outlined it really perfectly on both sides. The Crawdads managed to get some hits, but they also stranded. Doing the math here, the arithmetic, 6 runners on base yesterday, which has been kind of the problem. When the Crawdads lose, it's usually because the pitching staff walks too many guys and they leave too many runners on. Luckily for them, Elijah Ramos, Kevin Parker Jr., and Shane Aldridge all came up with very clutch RBI knocks that were able to put the Crawdads on top. But they were down 3-0 after a top of the third for the Barons that was pretty spectacular. Leadoff double from Nigel Buckley, then Izzy Espinoza with a single, a walk from A.G. Sawamura, and then all of a sudden, a sac fly from Elijah Clayton, a sac fly from Jason Del Villar, plus an RBI knock from Nick Sanders. Barons were out ahead, and Yolas was dealing at that point, so it seemed like this is going to be close. This has got a playoff game feel, but Crawdads rallied back just 2 half innings later. Bottom of the 4th, they were able to plate their own rally, 3 runs on 2 hits. They left 1 on, but, it's exactly what we're going to see so much more of with the pitching matchups on tap today.
Absolutely. The way I outlined it before the series yesterday is it's really 2 teams where they're pitching dominant, pitching first, great depth in both bullpens, but there are still offenses that can win these team a game if the pitching maybe is off for a day, right? Say the pitching maybe gives up 7 runs or so. It's still an offense for either side that can put together more than that, right? And can really hit well if they get into a groove. And for Academy yesterday, and kind of both teams, it was all about the bottom of the order setting up the top. You talked about Nigel Buckley's double in the 3rd. He's the only Baron to score 2 runs, and he got both scoring innings started. That was the 3rd and the top of the 9th for Academy. He hit a double to lead off both of those and came around to score. So that is incredibly valuable to have him there. He's back in the 8th spot today, but as well as that, the Crawdads are really strong 7 through 9 yesterday. It's a bit shaken up today, but still, again, rather strong from what we've seen this year.
Absolutely. We'll get to, lineups, pitchers, all that stuff more towards first pitch. But I think, Harry, I really want to underscore just how impactful this game is. The Crawdads have not won a CCL championship in franchise history. Brant Cummings, the manager of this team, does have 2 with the Neptune Beach Pearl during his tenure there. But since taking over the Crawdads in 2020, when he officially bought the team, and then their first season in 2021. They've made it to the championship in 2024, but they were swept by the Conejo Oaks. Now they are in the driver's seat to bring home the first one in program history. On the other side of it, the Academy Barons haven't made the championship game in 2 decades. They also haven't made the playoffs since 2016, 10 years in its own right. So two teams that are scrapping for what could be the first title in franchise history, which is just unbelievable. That's fresh because Conejo's coming off of back-to-back wins in 2024 and 2025. You know, you've always got Orange County and San Luis Obispo, and before that, when they were still in the league, Healdsburg and Lincoln in there vying for it, and all of a sudden, we can crown a new champion either today or tomorrow.
That's pretty special, and if you look at it from the Crawdads' perspective too, we can underscore, we maybe undersold again how important yesterday was. That's the first time they've ever gotten a win in a championship series, so even that was a monumental win. Now, Brent Cummings has said it all kind of run towards the end of the season long and all playoffs long, is that you just got to go one at a time, one win at a time. You got to go 1-0 every day. That's how you got to attack it. Just forget anything else. And, well, they've done that 9 straight times. We kind of haven't highlighted the fact much that the Crawdads are on a 9-game heater. I mean, they won 13 games in a row at one point this season, a franchise-long win streak. But they're right up next to that now, and this is their last chance to extend it to double digits again. So pretty incredible.
Yeah, ending the season on a 10-game win streak. I mean, that would kind of just highlight the season it's been for Walnut Creek. It's been, you know, lots of power, 30 home runs for this team, second in the league. Extra base hits they're fantastic at, and the pitching has been elite as well. The Barons on the other end, scrappy, great defense, really good base running, and the pitching has been phenomenal.
And I've got a doozy of a stat for you. I try to have some fun with this one. You can take it with the smallest grain of salt ever, but going into yesterday, Academy had won 2 straight games. Their longest streak in the season was 3 games. They had only won 3 games one single time. They failed to do that yesterday. I look back today at the 3 instances where they won 2 games in a row this year, then lost the next one. They're 2-1 in games after that, so it's a very small sample size. But a team that doesn't lose too often after winning 2, again, take it with a total grain of salt. But maybe that's another thing coming into play today.
Yeah, potentially an impactful stat. Honestly, that's a great shout, Harry.
It was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I laughed at myself when I was searching for it this morning.
Yeah, so those obscure stats are the most interesting, at least as a broadcaster, in my opinion. But in any case, we're going to take a break here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. When we come back, keys to the game, and then after that, first pitch at 4 p.m. Welcome back inside the Up the Creek pregame show. Without further ado, let's get right into the keys to the game in terms of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, what they need to do to win. First order of business for Walnut Creek, create runs any way possible. This is going to be a very tough pitching staff once again for the Academy Barons. Their ace, Frankie Lopez, the right-hander, is going to be on the hill, and after that, you still got Matthew Kraus and a whole other stable of guys out of the pen that are going to look to keep the Crawdad hitters in check, so any way you can get runs is going to be the way you win.
Yeah, free 90s have been really hard to come by just in the first game of this series. Both teams' pitchers keeping it in the zone, keeping it close enough to the catchers, a.k.a. not throwing it to the backstop. Not a lot of wild pitches yesterday, but the Crawdads did benefit from a balk yesterday at some point, a couple of wild pitches that ended up with the Barons coming in to score. So you're going to be scrapping for any 90 that you can, and so finding any way to score. If you're not able to string together hits, work some walks, maybe look into, again, a wild pitch, something like that, something like a balk. Those are huge.
Second keys of the game for Walnut Creek. Bottom of the order needs to set up the top. And this is a bottom of the order that yesterday, Harry, we talked about it a little bit prefacing this pregame show. They were fantastic. 2 walks plus a 2 RBI double for Kevin Parker Jr., 2 for 4 day for Elijah Ramos with 2 runs driven in. Bryden Bull worked a crucial walk in the 8th that allowed Kevin Parker Jr. to hit that double and score him with 2 outs. So
a game-winning run.
Yeah, absolutely. Bryden Bull was, in fact, that game-winning run because later on in the top of the 9th, the Barons were able to plate one on a sac fly, and 2-run cushion was just enough to get the job done. Either way, bottom of the order has been so crucial. When they're hot, Crawdads have won a whole lot of baseball games.
Yep, and it looks a little different today, but some on-base machines down there, guys who can really swing it well and work at bats. So excited to see how they do it.
Third key to the game for the Crawdads is outfield defense. It was pretty good yesterday. The only miscue really was a tough read for Bryden Bull in center field, a double that was hit 100 miles off the bat, soared over his head on a line. But, that's the hardest baseball to read in the game, a hard line drive coming right at you. But today, a little bit different. Bull not in the starting outfield today. It's Aldridge in center, and then Clisby and Coupland manning the corners, a pair of catchers that have performed admirably in the corner outfield spots this season and last season, where both of them played and had their first shots playing in the outfield. But they've got cannon right arms. They can throw guys out at home, no problem. The question is, will they be able to cover all the ground needed against a dangerous Academy order?
Well, we've seen both of them, like you said, gun down runners at third, at home this season. Clisby's got a couple, Coupland also a couple to his name, but primarily catchers, so always a bit of a question mark. I think for Joe Coupland out in right field, having his fan club peeking up over the fence out there, it's really awesome to see them supporting him. So he's always got an extra, boost behind him a little bit. So he feels like he's just been an absolute athlete out there. And Clisby, he always gives his best effort, and he really just loves playing in the outfield, feels like he has a bit more free range, and so he enjoys it. He's been excited to get into this series.
Fourth key for the Crawdads is for the pitching staff to command the strike zone. Yesterday, they did a pretty good job of it. 9 strikeouts as a team, but they also allowed 6 walks, and that's been some of the problem. It didn't get too out of control, but Miles Brand allowed 2 when he was coming in to close that game, and then had 1 from Alessandro Martinez. He was great. Alex Gomez allowed 3 walks, did have 4 strikeouts, but for the rest of the staff, you cannot allow the Academy to get free base runners on, especially when A.G. Solomore and Elijah Clayton are so dangerous at stealing bases and creating runs on the base paths.
And sometimes these CCL umps, they'll give you a little extra off the outside. Perhaps Vance Haskins has been really good of finding those spots where the umps are going to give you the call, maybe a ball or two, a baseball or two length off the plate, and he takes advantage of it. He will continue to throw it there, maybe outside to righties, and we'll see if he does the same today. It's going to be Harvey Maxey behind the plate. I've actually played in games that he's umpired in high school, and it gets pretty wide there. So, it's consistent, but we'll see how Vance Haskins, and as well as that on the other side for the Barons, we'll see how Frankie Lopez can take advantage.
That we will. Final key to the game for Walnut Creek is to get to the pen. Frankie Lopez likely going to be dealing, although he did go 7 innings on Tuesday in that wild card round where the Barons beat the Conejo Oaks. But this is a guy, even coming off of a bum ankle, which he kind of rolled it in that game, feels like he's set up to have a dominant kind of flu outing almost, Who cares? I threw 7 innings a couple days ago. Who cares? My ankle hurts. I'm going to absolutely shove. And if that's the case, the Crawdads really need to get him out of the game as soon as they possibly can and try to get to the bullpen to create more runs.
Yep, last shot of the summer. He's going to be dumping out the gas tank, even if it's a shorter outing after going 7, like you said, earlier on Tuesday in the week. I mean, this is a pro-like schedule, right? You go every 5 days or so, 5 or 6 days. And so, again, I think he's going to be ready to, just dump all the gas out into this outing. And even if it means maybe a shorter go-round, it's going to be worth it. Whatever he can do to help his team win.
So that'll do it for our keys to the game, and that does it for the Up the Creek pregame show. When we come back, we'll have first pitch around 4 o'clock local time. Back live on the Crawdads streaming network. First pitch just moments away, 4:01 p.m. local time. And let's have a look at today's first pitch time and temperature. It's brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919. Cool off with Meadowlark. Set to be 91 degrees here at first pitch at Monte Vista High School in Danville, California. Nice sunny East Bay, not a cloud in the sky, Harry. It's beautifully blue.
It's hot.
And let's get right on to the starting lineups today for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, as announced by manager Brant Cummings. Kevin Parker Jr. leading off, playing third. Joe Coupland batting second in right field. Ryan Ellis in his usual spot, designated hitter and hitting third. Then Riley Winchell, the catcher, will clean up. Number 5, Cam Taylor, the first baseman, hitting fifth in the order. Brandon Clisby in left field, hitting sixth. Elijah Ramos at shortstop batting seventh. Shane Aldridge in center field hitting in the 8-hole. And Lucas Carlisle, the table set at the bottom of the order, playing second base for Walnut Creek. Now today's starting pitcher matchup brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Frankie Lopez, the right-hander for the Academy Barons, has been fantastic this season. 1.47 ERA in 4 appearances, 1 start, which was on Tuesday against the Conejo Oaks. 18 and a third innings pitched, 29 strikeouts, just 4 walks for Lopez. He has been elite. The Compton, California native, rising 5th here at Hope International. And real quick, let's have a look at the Barons defense. Behind the dish is Isaac Ocampo, then at first Jason Del Villar, Izzy Espinoza playing second base, Elijah Clayton at short, David Aguirre at third base, then left to right field, Jackson Tyler, A.G. Sawamura, and in right, Nick Sanders.
Pretty similar from yesterday, except Ocampo in there starting behind the plate. He did have a pinch hit appearance for Nigel Buckley, who you can't take out of the lineup after what he did yesterday, couple doubles. He's still DHing Charlie, so going to be a lot to handle for Crawdad pitching.
Parker Jr. steps in. He and Lopez, teammates at Utah Valley University in 2025. First pitch fouled away at 4:03 p.m. We're underway for Game 2 of the CCL State Championship. And Parker Jr., 214 hitter in 35 games. 346 on base, 366 slugging, 23 ribbies, second on the Crawdads. Oh, 1 fastball inside. So it becomes 1-1 to Parker Jr., who stole 2 bags yesterday as well, Harry. Increased his season total to 22, took the regular season record, tied it at 20 for the Crawdads. Lopez from the third base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers. Fastball flared into right field, tracking in Sanders, diving effort, no! Bounces on the ground, Parker Jr. to second, and Sanders still has it. Parker Jr. trailing over to third. He's in with a slide. Leadoff triple for Kevin Parker Jr. And also happy birthday to Bradley, the Crawdads bat boy, celebrating his 9th birthday here in 2026.
Well, that's a way to make a statement. It's not really hard to hit, but it gets down, burn the speed of Parker for Sanders. When you have a guy who's so speedy like that at the plate, it's a real risk diving for a ball like that. Gets by him, and now Joe Coupland, the best hitter probably on this team, comes up. But Kevin Parker, you have a day yesterday, you get moved to the leadoff spot, and all of a sudden early returns pretty good.
And speaking of red-hot Joe Coupland, broke a 6-game hitting streak yesterday. Did walk twice, though. First pitch he sees off the hands, over to first, foul. But let me just read off the numbers real quick for Joe Coupland, because in that 6-game hitting streak, he had 5 multi-hit games on the season, though. 469 average, 575 on base, 813 slugging with 2 homers and 5 doubles. He's been tearing the cover off the baseball. And all you need right now, Harry, is a ball in the air to score Parker Jr.
Got to get past the infield, they're in.
0-1. Lifted in the air, high to right field. Sanders has a beat on it. Makes the catch. Parker Jr. tagging from third. The throw home, not in time. Sac fly for Joe Coupland. The Crawdads on the board first, 1-0.
Just doing your job at the plate. Perfect situational hitting. Storybook beginning for the Crawdads.
Barons scored first yesterday, a 3-0 lead after the top of the 3rd inning. Crawdads trying to change their fortunes, strike first and hold the lead. They've been best when they've been able to score first here in the 2026 season. 1 out, no one on for Ryan Ellis. Lopez, first lefty he faces, breaking ball inside.
There's that slider. It's pretty nasty. Really, a lot of the vertical break on it, so it's not too far off the fastball because he kind of just sweeps under it with the low 3/4 release.
1-0, Ellis rips a fastball into center field. Sawamura tracking it over, reaches up, makes the catch. Hard hit from Ryan Ellis at 98 miles an hour off of his bat. He's been having some really good approaches so far in the championship.
It's one of the best plays we've seen all season, too, here at Monte Vista. It's just, you maybe would think about, a diving play, think of what would be a big highlight, but Sawamura, with the read that he gets, you don't need the dive. He instantly is on it, tailing away from him because it's a lefty, knows to keep it in full throttle and gets to the spot. Nice play on the run to the gap.
2 outs, no one on. For Riley Winchell was 0 for 4 yesterday. First pitch to the Crawdad catcher, called a strike on the outer black. Winchell, one of 5 all-star position players for Walnut Creek. There was the sweeper from Lopez, just hit that low outside corner. The righty ahead, 0-1. Fastball on the ground to short, Clayton to the glove side. Now the throw, plenty of time. Leadoff triple from Parker Jr., sac fly from Coupland. Only 4 batters faced for Frankie Lopez, but his Barons are down 1-0 to the bottom of the first we go. Bottom of the first, let's have a look at the Crawdads side of the starting pitcher matchup, brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Number 12, Vance Haskins, the right-hander, heading to UC Riverside along with Barrett Ronson for the Crawdads, former Delta College guy, getting his 3rd start of the season. Last time he started, he shoved 4 scoreless innings against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Crawdads didn't win that game, but we'll get into Haskins and more in a little bit. First up, the starting lineup for the Academy Barons, as announced by manager James Bishop. A.G. Sawamura, the center fielder, leading off. Then Elijah Clayton at short, hitting second. David Aguirre, the third baseman, hitting third. Nick Sanders, the right fielder, in the cleanup spot. Jason Delviar moves down to the 5-hole, still at first base. Isaac Campo, the catcher today, hitting 6th. Jackson Tyler back in left and hitting 7th. Nigel Buckley DHing today instead of catching, but he's still in the 8th spot. And Izzy Espinoza remains at second base and hitting 9th. Quickly, the Crawdad defense before we get into anything further. Riley Winchell behind the dish. Cam Taylor playing first base. Lucas Carlisle at second. Elijah Ramos at short. Kevin Parker Jr. to third. Then Brandon Clisby in left field. Shane Aldridge in center. And Joe Coupland playing right for Walnut Creek. And Harry, just quick thoughts. Vance Haskins, 2.16 ERA this season. 1-0 with a win. Now 9 appearances, including today. 16 2/3 innings pitched. It's just been a strike thrower, 15 Ks to just 1 walk. It's exactly what the Crawdads need today.
And became a starter later on in the season, but adjusted to the role without any bumps. I mean, it's just been great. He's been the best he's been all summer as a reliever, or as a starter rather. And he was pretty darn good as a reliever too. So he's a guy who's been hot, right in the hot hand. So trying to give the Crawdads maybe 5 innings of good work here.
A.G. Sawamura to lead off from the left side. Only lefty in the order for the Barons, much like yesterday. First time he was up, hit a single, stole 2 bases, but was stranded. First pitch from Haskins, breaking ball for a strike down the middle. Haskins mixes in a 4-seamer, a slider, and a changeup most often. Occasionally will throw a cutter or a sinker. That time the slider. Ahead 0-1. Out of the stretch, ground ball over to short. Ramos on the front hand. No, he won't throw. Too much speed from Sawamura. Infield single.
Probably the right decision. You have the strongest arm on the infield to Ramos's right at third, and Kevin Parker. Ramos, not quite the same arm, and he played that one around the ball. Maybe if he goes backhand, you have a bit more momentum towards the base, but still showing off the range. Correct not to make a throw there. That's a base hit anyways, because you don't want to risk an error. So Sawamura on first, probably either way in that one.
Sawamura leads the CCL with stolen bases now at 30.
Whew.
Elijah Clayton, the guy in second place in that stat. There's a pick back to first. Yeah, Haskins, Taylor, and Riley Winchell are going to want to be careful.
30 stolen bags in 37 games. That's over a third of what his team's got this year. 93 rather.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. First pitch to Clayton. Fastball inside.
Just about a third, I should say.
Nonetheless, holds pretty true. Clayton, he was 0 for 4 though yesterday. One of the most potent guys for the Barons. 4 homers, 6 doubles for Clayton. 278 average. 393 on base. 464 slugging. Another throw to first. No tag from Taylor. Large contingent of Crawdad fans here at Monte Vista High School, all to our right in the shade, just behind the tree line. 1-0. Clayton rips it down the third base line, foul. That could have tied this ball game up.
Wow. Yeah, one of the first fastballs of the game from Haskins, turned around by Clayton, who's yet to get a base knock in this postseason, though this is only his second game, so started to see live action in the postseason feel yesterday. Could be a big day for him.
Sandro Martinez struggled with the fastball yesterday as well. The Barons were kind of all over it. He really used the sweeper to his benefit. 1-1 breaker in the dirt. Winchell stays in front of it, and Sawamura also stays at first. 2-1 to Clayton from Thousand Oaks, California. Son of longtime MLB shortstop Royce Clayton. Played 17 seasons, 11 different teams. You can see why Clayton feels like a son of a big leaguer the way he moves at shortstop. 2-1 breaking ball at the knees for a strike.
Yeah, a Bay Area guy, played for the Giants.
Oh, there was a pick back to first. Ball gets away. Now it's into center field, so Sawamura will advance.
Huh.
Probably going to call that an E1.
Was it on the throwback to the mound? Checked down, actually, and the ball was rolling into center field, so maybe Winchell and...
Yeah, so
Haskins,
Winchell,
yeah.
it's an E2 that allows Sawamura to move over. 2-2 count to Clayton, and now an RBI chance.
That's why you teach it in Little League for the middle infielders. If anyone, a young middle infielder listening right now, you always have to back up your pitcher on the throwback to the mound. It is essential. Because the one time it happens, it could be costly like that.
2-2 to Clayton. Front door breaking ball, strike 3, looking. That's Vance Haskins for you right there. Not afraid to throw strikes. One out, still Sawamura at second. David Aguirre, rising sophomore at Loyola Marymount. Chance to get something going here for the Barons, trailing by 1, bottom of the first. Haskins always works out of the stretch, despite starting here. First pitch, breaking ball lifted in the air, deep to left field. Clisby tracking back, and it's over his head. Sawamura waving in from third. The throw to second from Clisby, offline. RBI double, David Aguirre, and this game is tied.
That's why we pointed out the outfield defense is a key today for the Crawdads. Clisby, not a guy who's primarily a left fielder, usually a catcher, and he's been solid out there this season, especially with the arm. Sometimes tracking balls is what gives him a bit of trouble, and that one there, just not the best read, though. That was probably bound for the gap, no matter who was out there. I mean, the ball was punished out there, so really good swing.
92 miles an hour off of Aguirre's bat. 1 out, we're tied. Runner at second for Nick Sanders in the cleanup spot. Late season addition for the Barons, and he's been masterful. First pitch from Haskins. Breaking ball skied in the infield, middle of it. Carlisle calls for it at second. He's got it. So that's the duality of the breaking ball for Vance Haskins. Either can get driven over an outfielder's head, or it's an easy pop fly for your infield.
Well, and it's kind of funny because the one that got hit hard to the gap was located nicely down below the zone, breaking hard below the knees, and this one was kind of a mistake location up and in, but man, that's baseball. In the top of the first, you had Kevin Parker Jr. hit a ball maybe 60 miles an hour for a triple. Then there were just about 3 straight 90-plus mile an hour outs. So some interesting factors already today in this game off the bats.
2 outs, runner at second for Jason Delviar. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's fouled back. 86-mile-an-hour fastball from Haskins that time. Delviar yesterday, 2 sac flies to center field, but he was 0 for 5. One of the hardest hitting bats from the right side in the entire CCL. 0-1 to him. Fastball misses away. 1-1 to the first baseman, heading to CSU Monterey Bay, where Shane Aldridge, the Crawdad center fielder, is heading. Aguirre, solid lead at second. 1-1. Foul hit in the air, center field. Aldridge moving back into the glove side, has a read on it, and he puts it away. RBI double from David Aguirre. This game is tied. Top of the second after this. One ball game in Game 2 of the CCL State Championship between the Crawdads and the Barons. Top of the second. Cam Taylor, Brandon Clisby, Elijah Ramos due up. And let's have a look at the Crawdad offense from yesterday. 5 runs on 6 hits. Left too many on base, couple of strikeouts. And now Barons got back into it. Not really got back into it because it's early in the game, but they responded to the Crawdads getting out to a lead with 2 hits and a run of their own. The pitching for the Barons yesterday was really good. 4 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 1.63 whip. They're looking to replicate that. Frankie Lopez out for his second inning of work. Funky righty delivers a fastball into Taylor. And Cam Taylor struggled a bit yesterday. Worked a walk, 0 for 4 though. Reached on an E4 in the 8th. Came in to score on Parker Jr.'s RBI double. He's been up and down this entire season. 206 average, 367 on base. Another fastball. This time it hits the inner third.
But what you can mark is happening every time Cam Taylor comes up. He'll take a veteran at bat, and did so yesterday a couple times when he scored a walk the first time and reached on an error the second time.
1-1 to him. Hard hit chopper up the middle. Outstretched arm of Clayton, not there. Leadoff single for Cam Taylor in the top of the second.
Man, and I'll tell you, it's nearly impossible to get a ball past Elijah Clayton at short, especially going to that glove side. Showed excellent range yesterday and played it like you're taught to. You play the cut of the grass on where the infield meets the outfield. You take the angle that it gives you. You kind of take that loop around and just snuck past him. Ball that really was not hit hard, but just to the perfect spot if you're Cam Taylor, and now that's speed on first.
Yeah, 7 stolen bases for Cam Taylor, including 1 yesterday. Here's Brandon Clisby, another contact bat for the Crawdads. Has not appeared this postseason. First one to him, fastball away. And according to the TrackMan data, that could have been called a strike at 87 miles an hour on the outer third. Instead, Clisby gets a generous call.
That looked pretty good to me.
Taylor, big lead at first. Looks primed to go. He's going to go right now. And Clisby fouls away the 1-0 pitch. So the recipe for success for Walnut Creek. Well, it's kind of obvious. We're looking to steal bases. But Clisby, he's had a great month of July after starting kind of cold in June. You could almost call him Mr. July, maybe, Harry. 344 average, 417 on base, 406 slugging. Also had a 3-hit game during that span. Lopez, 1-1. Fastball off the hands, grounded to the pitcher. The throw to second in time. Clisby hustling down the line. He's safe. So the Barons get the leading runner, 1 out, top of the second, still a man at first.
Wow, and that's just a crazy play up the middle by the pitcher Lopez. Knocked off the glove. Look what I found into the bare hand. And there, though, it's a big credit to him for not panicking there, not rushing that throw and firing it into center field. Just took his time, knew he still had the out at second, got the lead runner. So a nice play, even though some chaos.
1 out, still a man at first for Elijah Ramos. 2 for 4 yesterday, a 2 RBI single. Also had another single later on. Crawdad leader in ribbies. There's a throw to first. Clisby's safe with a tag.
I do think Brandon might need a new bat, though.
Oh, yeah.
Might have
broken
that one.
bat.
A B-Rad birthday present, perhaps.
Perhaps so.
Might take that one home. I think he's gotten one this season.
He also is getting one today that's been signed by all the players.
That's awesome.
Another check to first. Clisby safe.
Clisby's one of the best mates of B-Rad out there, so that was who he threw the first pitch to. Clisby got down behind the plate.
Pair of Danville locals.
I'll tell you, Brandon Clisby's got a fan for life.
Absolutely. After two checks to first pitch to Ramos, lifted in the air to right field, hooking foul. Sanders running it over, it's into the Crawdad bullpen, and it will just end up as a strike, no out.
A lot of moving parts over there, tracking the ball up, and then the Crawdad bullpen got to take avoiding action at the last second. They were jumping out of the way. That was close to a dangerous situation.
0-1 to Ramos, a guy that just hits the ball hard on a line. He's been one of the fundamentally best hitters for Walnut Creek this season. Pitch from Lopez. Chopped to third, into Aguirre's glove, on to second for 1, and a first double play. 5-4-3. The Crawdads retired after a leadoff single from Cam Taylor. Still 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the second. Academy Barons offense coming back up to bat. Ocampo, Tyler, and Buckley, 6, 7, 8 due up. Let's have a look at what the offense did yesterday for MLB Academy. 4 runs, 7 hits, 6 walks, 9 strikeouts, 9 guys left on base. And then the Crawdad pitching staff as well. They were rather magnificent. 1.14 whip, 4 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. And Alex Gomez got credit for the W.
Miles Brand with the save, too. Really some big-time stress pitches for him. And stress at bats. Worked himself into a bit of a jam, but managed it pretty nicely. Got out of the bases loaded situation with a sac fly, then another fly out to end it.
Crawdads a 1-0 lead in this championship series, but both the Barons and Walnut Creek looking for their first rings in respective franchise history. First pitch to Campo. Campo is a breaking ball outside. Isco Campo came in yesterday to pinch hit for Izzy Espinoza. back in the top of the ninth and flew out. 1-0. Hard breaking ball on the ground to third, foul. Ocampo currently undecided after a pair of seasons at Golden West College around the Orange County area. Having a bit of a tougher season this year is Ocampo. 177 average, but 354 on base. 1-1 pitch, hits his elbow guard. Leadoff base runner for the Barons in the bottom of the second, still tied at 1 with the Crawdads.
And that's sort of a microcosm exactly of how Ocampo's season at the plate has gone a bit in the summer. You know, the low batting average you mentioned, but he'll be able to get on with a hit by pitch, work a walk, and crowds that plate very wisely. When he gets one in there, you just take it, take your base. It's sometimes you're struggling to find the barrel. That's a good way to do it. And so he gets on now, back-to-back innings where they started with the runner on.
Ocampo, solid lead at first. Now Jackson Tyler to the dish with Nigel Buckley in the hole. Fastball check swing, fouled away. Tyler in left field yesterday manned the same spot. 0 for 3, a strikeout, a line out, a walk, and a ground out.
And a tough moment that allowed a second run to score for the Crawdads in the bottom of the 8th. Ended up being the game winner where he kind of kicked the ball around and Bull scored from first.
0-1 from Haskins. Fastball grounded through the right side of the infield. No, there's a diving effort from Carlisle. His throw pulls Taylor off the bag. And both runners advance. This ball all the way to Winchell behind the backstop. In any case, second and third, no outs. Here in the bottom of the second inning.
Rare to see any miscue from Lucas Carlisle out there at second. Already the second error for Crawdad defense. And the first one really just a total lapse when Winchell made an error, throwing it back to the pitcher, Haskins. This one a bit more of an understandable play, tough sliding effort. So they'll give him a single in the error. I think that's right. So the one base error after the base hit, just tough to make that play. And he had the right to throw it, probably had him if it were there.
2 RBI chance for Nigel Buckley. Was most of the offense yesterday for the Barons. First pitch. Off the end of his bat, grounded to second. Carlisle again with a chance. He'll get the out at first, but one run comes in to score. And the Academy Barons with a lead, 2-1.
Just like the Crawdads in the top of the first, that's perfect situational hitting. We see the infield back at the middle. The corners were in a bit. You just got to hit a ground ball there, and then cashes in a run.
1 out, runner at third for Izzy Espinoza. Had a single yesterday. Well, it was 1 for 3 before he got pinch hit for. Haskins delivers. Breaking ball. Ground ball up the middle. Diving effort. Ramos not there. Ground ball single for the second run this inning. And the Barons lead 3-1.
Again, just getting a lot of pitches from Haskins towards the fat part of the plate. All you got to do, extend it and hit it towards the middle. Middle was back. It'll give you a run. That one just happened to sneak through. So nice approach by the Barons. Only the first time through the order, it seems like the second half of it, really seeing Haskins stuff well. Now he flips over to the top. See what kind of adjustments are made from both sides of things. Is Gabe Rojas going to call time?
Joey Lorenzini starting to do some warm-up action in the Crawdad bullpen. Now mound visit as Gabe Rojas, the assistant pitching coach, going to chat with Haskins, Mitchell, and the infield here. A.G. Sawamura due up. He singled in the first. This has been kind of a small ball sort of game for the Academy Barons, Harry. The Crawdads, on the other hand, just 2 hits. CCL State Championship on the line here in 2026. Crawdads with a 1-game lead after a 5-4 victory yesterday. The Academy certainly not quitting. They want to even this series up and force Game 3 tomorrow. Mound visit over with. Rojas trotting back to the Crawdad dugout. And Lorenzini now on the actual hill in the Crawdad bullpen, throwing down to Drew Longacre, the bullpen catcher today. Salamora ready to go from the left side. Espinosa's at first, 1 out. 3-1 lead for the Barons. Haskins winds in and fires a breaking ball that misses away. This is just not the Vance Haskins that the Crawdads have been used to. Out of the bullpen, he's tossed 13 and a third scoreless innings, 12 strikeouts. And as a starter, he's been effective too, but all of a sudden, Barron's starting to hit him. Here's a ground ball through the right side of the infield. 2 singles on the day for A.G. Sawamura in the first and second innings now.
Well, it almost to the point is actually similar to the Haskins we've seen. He's only thrown 9 pitches this inning, but they're just getting hit. He's living in the zone like he has this year, and I think the Barons have caught on to that quickly, that he's going to be early in the zone. So try to jump on it, try to attack it, but really not a lot of these hits have been hit all that hard. Like every ball, certainly sub 95, which is goes down as a quote-unquote hard hit ball on the analytics side of things. So just finding the holes, putting the ball in play, leading to good things right now for the Barons.
First and second, 1 out for Clayton. First pitch, breaking ball at his knees. Clayton's 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first. And he's one of only 4 Barons to not reach base safely. Haskins with an exhale. 0-1 home. Breaking ball belted deep to left field. Clisby waves it goodbye. 6-1, the Barons on top in the bottom of the second, and this is getting ugly fast for the Crawdads, Harry.
And it felt like Clayton was waiting for something. Again, he had his first game in the postseason yesterday, 0 for 4, but did drive in a run, but felt like he was due a little bit. Time to heat up, time to feel how it is to play under the bright lights, and he came in ready today. That ball was smoked, so big time swing from the 2-hitter today, and ballooned out to a big lead here for the Barons to start this game.
5th homer of the season for Elijah Clayton. Bases empty, 1 out for David Aguirre, the third baseman. Haskins pumps in a fastball, lifted in the air to the right center gap. Aldridge calls for it. He and Kuplin nearly run into each other, but Aldridge has it.
They are so aggressive right now. First or second pitch, it feels like every batter, it's been all but one batter this inning, and now 6 have come up, so 6 of the 7 have attacked that first pitch, and it's working to success. Really, the only hard hit ball again is Elijah Clayton, 97 miles an hour on the home runs. Still a somewhat efficient inning for Haskins is the bizarre part.
This has been the Academy Barons offense that postseason fans have gotten used to. Nick Sanders takes the ball outside, 87-mile-an-hour fastball. But the Barons put up 16 runs against the Riptide in the South Championship. They put up a 4 spot against the Conejo Oaks in the divisional round. Limited to 4 runs yesterday, but now all of a sudden they've exploded for 6 in 2 innings. 1-0 from Haskins. Another fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Sanders. Two-0 fastball, low and away. 3 balls and no strikes to Sanders. Rising senior in the portal. Sanders, another guy who was held a little bit more quiet, 1 for 5 with a single. 0 for 1 today with a pop out to third base. 3-0 fastball is high, 4-pitch walk, and Vance Haskins just does not have it today.
Yeah, really not. He's been, that's a 4-pitch walk, a bit uncharacteristic because, again, he has been in the zone just getting attacked. Usually you see the soft contact go to the fielders on the infield, but today soft contact's just finding its way through. And the one big swing by Clayton, that's going to be the end of his day.
That it will. Manager Brent Cummings out for the Crawdads. Joey Lorenzini trots in from the bullpen. We'll take a break on the Walnut Creek Streaming Network. Bottom of the second, 2 outs. Crawdads in a 5-run deficit. The Academy Barons have plated 5 runs on 4 hits in this inning, and now Joey Lorenzini enters the ballgame for Walnut Creek. Making his 5th appearance, all 4 of them have been starts so far. He's 0-1 with a 8.38 ERA, 9 2/3 innings pitched. 15 strikeouts to 5 walks, and Lorenzini has got some of the best stuff on the team, Harry, but the problem is, can he command it? Did so decently in his last time out against the Menlo Park Legends. 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, limited the walks a little bit more. But that time before that against the Stompers, it's just all over the place.
Yeah, he's been getting tagged more as of late, but the stuff will always play, like you said. 92, gets up to 92 with his sinker. It's kind of a bowling ball pitch, just really, really good movement, and then a slider that's equally effective.
Crawdads using already their 2nd pitcher today. They only used 3 yesterday. First pitch to Lorenzini to Del VR, hammered down the left field line, hooks well foul.
Welcome to the game. Turn around 91. Del VR put that one 350 feet. Would have had plenty of distance out of here, but just pulled it foul. I mean, that's the fastball. That's the pitch that you're trying to get guys late on with Del VR way out front.
Timed it up well. 0-1 from Lorenzini, still a runner at first. Fastball out and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Del VR flew out to center field last time up. Another guy with a lot of power. He and Clayton both entered this game with 4 home runs apiece. Clayton just hit his 5th. 2 batters to go. 1-1 from the big lefty. Slider misses low. Lorenzini, a rising redshirt freshman, started his collegiate career at Arkansas, but committed to UC Santa Barbara midway through June.
Hmm.
2-1. Hit in the shallow infield, foul grounds toward third. Parker Jr. is under it, and he puts it away. Nightmare inning for Walnut Creek. 5 runs for the Barons. They lead 6-1, heading to the top of the 3rd. Later on today in our post-game show and on the Crawdads social media pages, today's Player of the Game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurant, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Top of the 3rd inning, Aldridge, Carlisle, and Parker Jr. due up for Walnut Creek, 8-9-1. But the MLB Academy Barons, 5 runs in the bottom of the 2nd on 4 hits. A 3-run shot from Elijah Clayton did most of the damage. All of a sudden, 5-run hole. Crawdads led at the most by 3, or trailed at the most by 3 yesterday, so they've got certainly their work cut out for them. First pitch to Aldridge, Frankie Lopez misses outside.
The biggest thing with yesterday is they went down in the 3rd, had time to get those 3 runs back, and even more time now, but it's a bigger deficit, so going to have a similar effort.
Lopez into his 3rd inning of work. He's allowed just 2 hits so far, 1-0. Aldridge takes a called strike. That's 3 balls off the plate.
See if Lopez wants to keep attacking that. Go right back to it. If you're a pitcher, why not? It's unhittable.
Aldridge crowding the plate a little bit from the left-handed batter's box, 1-1. Inside and chopped over to first. Del Villar will take it to the bag himself after fielding it cleanly. One out, no one on for Lucas Carlisle in the 9 spot. Returns to the lineup after missing a couple more games. But Carlisle's been an on-base machine. 14 of 16 games with a plate appearance, he has reached base. Lopez, the funky righty, just trying to work with the cushion. First pitch. Carlisle takes dotted outer part of the plate.
Hmm.
0-1 to Carlisle. Hit foul, well above the Crawdad dugout. No chance as this one moves out of play. But how about Frankie Lopez? Third year with the Barons. Spent 2025 and 2023 with the team down in Compton for Walnut, in the CCL. And his third year has been his best. 0-2. Breaking ball misses outside.
Baron legend.
You might be able to say that.
One of the defining members of this team in recent memory. So cool for him to get to contribute to a winning Barons team this year. It really struggled in recent years.
1-2. Carlisle stays alive. But Lopez, 7 games pitched for the Academy last season, went 3-2. All of those were starts. 35 innings.
Wow.
He went a ton and was rather effective. 1.54 ERA. The year before that, just 4 starts in 2023. Still 1-2 to Carlisle. Fastball inside, and Crawdad second baseman has to jump out of the way.
Well, and that says a lot about the type of player someone is, to stick with the team, a summer team no less, for 3 different summers, and work on your craft. Just always be giving it your best, and then you have your best season.
2-2 is outside. Sweeper misses.
You have your best season in a year where your team also follows suit. I mean, it's just really cool to see, and awesome that he's able to contribute to that now. And if there was any doubt, I mean, he pitched 7 innings on Tuesday. Here he is back on Saturday trying to extend the Barons season.
Payoff to Carlisle. Tapped away foul. Carlisle's worked 12 walks this season to 13 strikeouts. Good for a .433 on-base percentage in 17 games played. This is what he was known for, especially early in the season when he joined the Crawdads midway through. Guy just walked so much and hit hard singles. Crawdads would love one of those here. Parker Jr.'s on deck.
I was going to say, yeah, great to see him back. If you're the Crawdads coaching staff, other players, if you're a Crawdad fan, I mean, takes such a great at-bat. So mature, even though really young in his collegiate career.
3-2 from Lopez. Called strike 3. Fastball just outside. First strikeout of the day for Frankie Lopez. 2 outs for the Crawdads. Lineup turns over, and here's really the difference, Harry. This is just the first time that the lineup has turned over for Walnut Creek. It's already turned over and then some for the Barons, as when they come up in the bottom half of this inning, it'll be 6, 7, 8 due up for the second time today.
And it's very valuable. It's just a matter of how much info you get on a pitcher, too. You see him another time. You've seen what he has to offer. Sometimes lineups catch on.
First pitch to Parker Jr. Front door breaking ball for a strike. Last time these two former teammates squared off, Parker Jr. hit a 1-1 fastball, kind of off the end of his bat, flared into right field, ended up being a triple. 0-1 to KPJ. Tap foul, fastball away. Goodland on deck should Parker Jr. find his way aboard. Crawdads in a 5-run deficit here in the top of the third. Game 2 of the 2026 CCL State Championship. Lopez takes his time. He's only allowed 2 hits today. Looking to get through his third inning. 0-2 sweeper. Parker Jr. just stays alive. And Lopez can now Entered this game 18 and a third innings pitched. Only allowed 9 hits on that time on the mound, Harry. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Now through 2 2/3, just 2 more hits.
Ridiculous strikeout numbers, too. 14 per 9.
0-2 to Parker Jr. Ground ball to short. Clayton's got it. The throw with time, but pulls Delviar off the bag. He does lay the tag, and Parker Jr. is out. 1-2-3 inning for Frankie Lopez. The Barons still a big lead heading to the bottom of the third, trying to extend it. Bottom of the third, the Academy Barons up to bat. Last time in the third inning for them yesterday in game 1 of this championship series. Went double, single, walk, sac fly on the ground, and a sac fly in the air. Single fly out, 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 left on board. So the Barons, last time they were up this game, 5 runs on 4 hits in the bottom of the second, looking to tack on even more and make this an impossible task, even up the series and force game 3 tomorrow.
Well, and this is exactly where it started in the big 5-run second inning. The 6th batter, they batted all 9 hitters, but making the final out both times. Last time I should say, Jason Delviar also made the final out in the first inning, but Isaac Ocampo, the 6-hitter, led things off with that hit by pitch. Shows that the ability to get an extra base, get on base any way you can, it can really spark a rally, and that's how they've done it with the bottom of the order all series long. Yesterday it was more so the 8-hitter Nigel Buckley getting the rally started, so important inning for Joey Lorenzini to attack the bottom of the order, which again is where you'd expect you maybe want to attack, but this one has been very strong so far, so trying to settle the tides a bit is Lorenzini.
And Buckley due up third this inning. Ocampo steps in first, hit by a pitch, reached second on an E4. First pitch from Lorenzini. Fastball high and outside. Ball 1 to Ocampo. Lorenzini recorded the final out in the second. He took over from Haskins. 1-0. Inner thirds fastball for a strike. Haskins' final line for him, an inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 hit by pitch. 1-1 from Lorenzini. Slider does not drop at all into the zone. Lorenzini's got that moving two-seamer. Occasionally will throw in a cutter as a bridge pitch, and then the big slider. 2-1. Goes to the fastball, misses outside and up. Hitter friendly to Ocampo. Barron trying to deal even more damage. 3-1. Fouled off above the Crawdad dugout. Full count to Ocampo now. Lorenzini made his Crawdad debut against the Stompers on June 30th. Went 2 innings, 4 strikeouts. Would have been perfect if not for 1 hit by pitch. Batter calls time. Ocampo's going to just reset himself, preparing for the full count pitch. Then Lorenzini, when the Crawdads went to San Luis Obispo, got the start, 2 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs allowed, 4 strikeouts. Here's the payoff. Slider jumps out of the hand far too early. Leadoff walk for Isaac Ocampo. He's now been aboard twice.
Wow, it's sometimes a bit hotter. Maybe a little extra sweat on the hand. Sweat usually actually helps grip the ball if you mix it with rosin, but I don't think rosin bags are really a thing in the CCL here. Also, these baseballs do tend to get pretty slick. If it gets any amount of the dry dirt, the CCL ball is a bit different than what you'll see collegiately at the D1 level. It's just not muddied up, a bit less stick.
First pitch to Jackson Tyler, new batter, skips in the dirt.
Well, and after sailing one to the backstop, maybe overgripped that one there. Lorenzini just spiking it. So 2 misses on a very different plane vertically. I want to get that settled down.
Tyler hit a single over to second base. Carlisle had a throwing error as well, which allowed Tyler to go to second. This ball's lifted in the air to center field. Aldridge has it, and Ocampo retreats to first. 1 out, still 1 on for Nigel Buckley. Ground ball to second for Buckley last time up, produced a run. And yesterday he was on a tear. 2 doubles plus a single, 3 for 4 with a strikeout. 5-run lead for the Academy Barons here in Game 2 of the CCL Championship. Lorenzini winds and fires. Fastball high and in, look out. Buckley with that 3-hit game yesterday brought his average up to 256, 404 on base. 1-0. Slider hits the bottom of the zone for a strike. That might be the best looking pitch we've seen from Lorenzini today.
Certainly the best breaking ball. Has been not super able to command it yet. Get it in the zone. That one sort of found the bottom part of it. Maybe some help from Winchell.
1-1 delivery. Check swing, another slider. The appeal to first, he did go around. 1-2 to Buckley. Claps from the Crawdad faithful, boos from the Barons fans in attendance. Everybody had their opinions on that play. Lorenzini looking for a put away. 1-2. High chopper to third. Parker Jr.'s got it. Over to second for 1. On to first in time. 5-4-3 double play. The Crawdads with a bit of a momentum swing, and they'll need all they can get. Top of the 4th, trailing by 5. Top side of the 4th. Last time the Crawdads were at that in the 4th inning, which was yesterday. Went walk, fly out, stolen base, ground out, walk, another steal, 2 RBI single from Elijah Ramos, then an RBI double from Shane Aldridge. The Crawdads got 3 runs on that pair of hits. They only left 1 aboard and tied the ball game up yesterday. This time, as they enter the top of the 4th, they trail 5 to the Academy Barons in Game 2 of the 2026 CCL Championship game. Coupland, Ellis, and Winchell, 2-3-4 due up. Frankie Lopez has been dominant. Just had a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. Only 2 hits allowed. Lopez, the funky right-hander, kicks and delivers. Coupland chops it over to 3rd. Fair ball as Aguirre fields the throw to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that's what you're looking for on the hill if you're Frankie Lopez.
Yep, just keep momentum on your side. You can attack the zone with the big 4-run or 5-run lead here. Just hope that the Crawdads swing and put the ball into play. Just like that, you have a real good offense or a defense behind you in the infield. So, been doing a good job for Lopez is keeping the pitch count down.
One out, no one on for Ryan Ellis. Lined out to center field. First pitch to the lefty, breaking ball low and in. Yesterday for Ellis was a productive one. Started off the game with a double, then walked in the third, struck out in the fifth, and then grounded out in the seventh. 1 for 3 day for Mr. Crawdad. 1-0. Ellis takes a fastball outside for a strike.
And to start this game, stung a ball back towards the left center gap close to where he sent that double to start yesterday. And so swing has been there in the postseason. Time to get something going for Mr. Crawdad.
And also went 1 for 3 in the North Championship against the Sonoma Stompers, Ellis did. 1-1. Takes a big hack and fouls it away.
I think nobody's surprised that he's brought the success to the postseason after getting his jersey number retired on Sunday, the last game of the regular season.
Crawdads looking to turn to their veteran for some spark here. Turn a double play to end the bottom of the third, but quick out for Joe Coupland. Still, they trail by 5. 1-2. Slow breaking ball misses well away. Two-two to Ellis. Breaking ball, he has to turn away. Nearly hits him. Full count. Lopez looking for a put away. Payoff pitch with 1 out. Ball 4. Fastball low and in. First base runner for the Crawdads since the second inning. And now Winchell up with 1 out and Ellis at first.
It's the exact type of at-bat you need from your franchise guy. Try and get something started, work along, walk, pitches out of the right arm of Lopez. Now middle of this order, a chance to just try and get one back here at least. Still some time to do it.
Big deficit on the scoreboard for Walnut Creek. Cam Taylor's on deck. First pitch to Winchell. Breaking ball sits knee high. Winchell last time up, grounded out to shortstop. Elijah Clayton was waiting for him. Winchell, the Sac State commit, looking to get something going. 0-1. Checks his swing, a splitter low, and the appeal to first says Winchell held up. 1-1, Winchell. His calling card has been his defense today, or this season, I should say. It's part of why he earned an all-star bid. Manager James Bishop for the Barons coming out of the dugout.
I think Lopez motioned over for this meeting. He might have felt something didn't feel right, perhaps. I think a trainer of some sort also going to come out and chat. Maybe a blister on the finger, perhaps. It looked like he kind of motioned. Now he's showing head coach James Bishop his right hand. So, yeah, might be something building up on that. Maybe a hot spot. He just needs a spray of something from an assistant coach. Yeah, it looks like some type of spray liquid they're applying.
No action in the bullpen for the Barons, so at least at the moment, looks like Lopez good to go. Now they're going to bring him out a cup of water as well. Interesting mound meeting, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think a hot spot on one of the maybe index middle fingers of Frankie Lopez. He doesn't look the most confident in his ability to continue throwing, as now the Crawdads staffed trainer are going to come out and check him out. So, I mean, for the Crawdads, if you're seeing this, you're saying, I mean, you might need to start getting someone loose if you're the Barons and getting them loose quick in a situation where they didn't really expect to have to bring on another pitcher. If Lopez were to come out here, that's benefit to the Crawdads, who really just struggled to put anything together against Lopez so far, who's been just electric this postseason. And obviously you don't want to see him go out in the biggest game of the season. He's been one of the main contributors on the mound for the Barons of all time, really.
Amanda Morton, the athletic trainer for Walnut Creek, kind of came out but got turned away, headed back to the dugout. So a little bit of confusion. I think they're going to let Lopez throw a warm-up pitch here, see how he feels potentially. And now Morton coming back out. Very interesting situation. We are going to keep it here, though, as we watch this kind of unfold.
And I've continued to just keep my eye on the Barons bullpen. There's no one getting up and loose as I look. It looks like they're applying something to his finger now, maybe something more physical than just the spray bottle that was brought out from the Barons dugout.
Yeah, perhaps some kind of ointment or tape or something, a Band-Aid, who knows?
I think, yeah, something along the lines of the latter two you mentioned.
But Lopez kind of just holding his right arm, his throwing hand out there, and blowing on it now a little bit. So clearly in some discomfort.
He keeps looking over to the Barons bullpen as well. I think he's kind of saying with that body language, I don't know if I can continue this game. And still no one really out there warming up. Now they'll get, looks like someone moving around. I think it's Matthew Krause.
Yeah, Matthew Krause, 33, going to start heading in the direction of the Baron bullpen.
He was warming up yesterday at a point, did not end up coming in for Tate Foxen rather. And so yeah, now they're going to give Lopez the chance to throw a few pitches. That one looked pretty good.
It did.
The thing you'd worry about more is the command rather than the velocity with something added on your finger and some discomfort.
Either way.
Keep going, I guess.
Yeah, Lopez going to remain in this game. 1-1 count to Winchell. Ellis at first. One out for the Crawdads, top of the fourth inning. They trail 5. So any sort of, I guess, detriment where Lopez maybe not 100%, the Crawdads will take it. Need every ounce of advantage they can get right now, trailing so big. Winchell's got quite a bit of pop in his bat. 4 homers, 3 doubles this season. 1-1. Chopped foul towards third. But Winchell in the last kind of 2 weeks of the season, what he's been so effective at is keeping the bat head sort of level and just lifting line drives into the outfield. Wasn't able to do that, was kind of under everything or on top of it. 3 flyouts and a ground out. One and two. Winchell takes a big hack and flies this well foul towards the left field side. Out of play.
That's a big time mistake pitch, just 70-mile-an-hour breaking ball right down the middle, and it's a big velocity difference from the pitch before. That was at 83, so hard to stay in time with both of them.
Also feels like you could hear a pin drop here, Harry. The Crawdad faithful silent.
Not much to cheer for since that first.
1-2. Winchell takes a big hack. Bottom falls out of the splitter. Winchell down on strikes. 2 outs. Ellis still at first for Cam Taylor. Second strikeout of the day for Frankie Lopez. And Krause not even warming up in the Baron bullpen.
Lopez seems like, yeah, he'll keep on going.
Taylor, last time he came up, hit a chopper up the middle for a base knock. One of just 2 hits on the day for Walnut Creek. It has not been Crawdad's day so far. First pitch, Lopez called a strike. Fastball in the inner third. Ocampo dropped it behind the dish, but apparently it was in far enough in the zone regardless.
And Taylor's hit just a lazy bouncer up the middle. Both the hits for the Crawdads today have been not hit hard. Not a lot zip off the bats so far.
Check to first. Ellis is safe with a tag. Crawdads just need something. The offense has been lifeless since the second inning. 1-2-3 inning in the third. Already 2 outs in the top of the fourth. 0-1. Taylor hits it in the air to left. Tyler tracking it down. Now it's trailing back to the warning track, but he's able to put a glove to it. Long fly out for Cam Taylor, and the Crawdads strand another base runner. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Barons lead by 5. Bottom of the fourth, the Academy Barons lead 6-1 over the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Here in Game 2 of the CCL Championship, Izzy Espinoza, A.G. Salamora, and Elijah Clayton due up for the Academy. It's 9-1-2, pardon me. Joey Lorenzini relieved Vance Haskins to end the second inning, then technically worked a 1-2-3 bottom of the third after a leadoff walk to Isaac Ocampo. Now trying to keep that sort of the same. Benefited from a double play at the end of the third. Espinoza, 1 for 1, RBI single today. It's been all Barons, 6 runs on 6 hits. First pitch from Lorenzini. Fastball up and out. Barons dugout in this game remain loud, as does their small contingent of fans. 1-0 to Espinoza. Breaking ball sits top part of the zone, called a ball.
Crawdad fans growing a bit frustrated now with the zone. They've been
Late strike called. Home plate umpire Harvey Maxey signaled 1-1 with his hands. Well, there's a strike called with a fastball.
So what's the count? Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
The scoreboard has it as it was called originally, 2-1. Maybe 1-2 now. Let's find out together here.
I guess we will. Pitch from Lorenzini. Fastball outer third.
Okay, that's strike 2.
All right, so it is strike 2. 2-2 count.
So he did signal 1-1. I mean, that was 2 pitches ago. I guess made a mistake. He perhaps in his mind as an umpire, sometimes you know you made a wrong call. And
either way, Lorenzini kicks and deals. Breaking ball chopped over to third. Parker Jr. has it in foul territory, but third base umpire Matt Bullis says, nope, foul ball.
Good rep.
Yeah, good ranging play from Parker Jr.
Made the long throw over to first, looping over to Cam Taylor there. And Joey Lorenzini wants a new baseball, but yeah, interesting at bat so far. Just a little bit of confusion here.
Devin James beginning his warm-up ritual a little bit for Walnut Creek in their bullpen. 2-2 to Espinoza. Fastball just high. Full count. Lorenzini already 1 walk today, trying to avoid that outcome here. The payoff. Breaking ball, top of the zone, called strike 3. First punch out of the day for Joey Lorenzini.
Just about the same spot as ball 2, was it? Yeah, ball 2. So Harvey Maxey again. I think he knew in the back of his mind as an umpire. I've done it before working Little League games where you call one and you say ball, you know it's a strike. So gets a chance to get it right the second time and does so perfectly. So big first strikeout for Lorenzini. That's what, 5 straight retired now.
That it is. 3 straight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Either way, A.G. Salamora up for the 3rd time today. Already 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. First pitch from Lorenzini. Slider on the outer third. First and only lefty-lefty matchup that Lorenzini is going to get in this Barron order. So got to capitalize with the breaking ball moving away. 0-1 to Sawamura. Another breaker at the knees. Strike 2.
First pitch strike. They're big time. Had gotten behind the last 4 batters to start their at bats.
0-2 from Lorenzini. Triples up on the breaking ball. This time it misses high. Salamora, one of the best contact hitters in the CCL, one of the best speed threats. We're going to start something with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. 1-2. Flared into left field, base hit. Now trailing towards the line. Salamora is going to try for second. The throw from Clisby, not in time. That's a single turned into a double with Salamora's speed.
Only his speed, and that's only a half swing, really, too. That was an impressive job to just get the bat out and float it out into left field towards the corner. It's a total protect me swing down 1-2. Really did not put anything behind it, but look what I found. A.G. Sawamura, and I'm on second base now. I'm absolutely thrilled. And just seen a few really odd hits today for both sides, really soft contact being the primary outcomes. But, geez, I mean, 7 hits for the Barons, 2 for the Crawdads, but both of them for Walnut Creek are very softly hit.
Now Elijah Clayton comes up. Runner at second, 1 out. Last time he was up, Clayton hit a 3-run homer. Lorenzini attacks with a fastball, misses up. But perhaps, Harry, the Barons following a game plan written by the San Luis Obispo Blues when Walnut Creek went down to slow. It was just soft contact against Lorenzini and the rest of the staff that gave the Blues a 10-run victory. 1-0. Shallowly hit to center. Aldridge is there. He's got it. Clayton retired. 2 outs. Salamora still at second for David Aguirre. Aguirre 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the first. First run of the day for the Barons. Looking for some more. They lead by 5 already. Lorenzini spins to second, but Carlisle not at the bag. No stolen bases for Salamora yet today. Had 2 yesterday. First pitch to Aguirre. Fastball misses in. And Lorenzini just kind of taking some velocity off the fastball. Started out at 91, is now kind of sitting around 89. He claims that it's been up to 94 to 97 in the past with the heater. 1-0 home. Check swing, breaking ball in the dirt. Appeal to first, no. Aguirre held up. Two-out count to the Barons' third baseman. Lorenzini peers to second twice. Now lifts the leg and comes home. Fastball hit on a line past Parker Jr. at short. Salamora has the wave. The throw to home. They won't even bother throwing home. Aldridge goes to second. RBI single for David Aguirre. And the Barons lead 7-1.
Feels like really all but the run scoring swings today are the ones that have the soft contact. They get into good situations, and they get to a point where Crawdad pitching has to make a pitch, get getting behind, right? 1-0, 2-0, having to come in the zone. And those are the pitches that Academy has scouted out and have been ready to go on. That one hit really hard, just as was the Clayton home run 2 innings ago. So when they're finding their pitches with runners on, they're getting them.
Nick Clayton trying to continue this 2-out rally. Throw to first, the tag from Taylor, not in time. Sanders 0 for 1, walked in the second, popped out to second base in the first. Has been all Academy today. 7 runs on 8 hits, plus 2 defensive errors for Walnut Creek. Crawdads 1 run on 2 hits. We've got a massive hole to climb out of here in the 2026 CCL Championship game. Lorenzini's first pitch gets past catcher Winchell. It was inside to Sanders, and Aguirre takes second on the wild pitch. Another RBI opportunity for the Barons. One 0. Grounded foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sanders spent the last season collegiately at Campbell University, where he appeared in just 10 games. Currently in the transfer portal, and he's had a monster summer. 19 games entering today. 368 average, 476 on base, 471 slugging. 1-1 to him. Swing and a miss. Slider outside from Lorenzini.
That's the type of swing Lorenzini's looked for. Really lunged at that one from the right side, did Sanders, and hasn't gotten much of it lately because he hasn't really been living in the zone, so he hasn't as much earned the right to get chases like that because they've been seeing the ball well out of the zone consistently, but getting back into it a bit. Now ahead 1-2. See if he goes back out there.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Another slider from Lorenzini ends the inning. Second strikeout of his day, first swinging. But the Barons add 1 more on 2 hits in the bottom of the 4th. A 6-run lead to the top of the 5th we go. Clisby, Ramos, and Aldridge due up. 6-7-8 for Walnut Creek, trailing by 6 runs to the Academy Barons here in Game 2 of the CCL Championship. Top of the 5th, and Frankie Lopez has been fantastic. 1 run on 2 hits so far. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd, just faced 4 batters in the 4th after he walked Ryan Ellis. Crawdads have only stranded 1 base runner, though, today, Harry, which is a positive when you think about it because the Crawdads did strand 6 yesterday, so trying to improve there, but the hits just have not come.
Not yet, and we'll see if Lopez has any signs of being affected by whatever issue he had on his right hand, the throwing hand, but so far nothing yet.
First pitch to Clisby, taken for a strike below the knees.
I think for Walnut Creek, he's got to be a bit more patient so far, but this is a guy who throws first pitch strikes at a higher rate than anyone else in the CCL. He's the top of that list, so.
0-1. Tapped off the end of Clisby's bat to third. Aguirre collects the throw to first. Del Villar takes a hop, but pulls it down and steps on the bag.
All I was going to say is it just makes it hard to get ahead and work long at bats because it's a guy that's going to attack you and get you behind and make you swing early in counts, and that's exactly what the Crawdads like to do this season. They have liked to swing early in counts, but it's just the type of day where they haven't found the hard hits yet. And Barons have played this very cleanly so far. A team that doesn't make a lot of errors made a couple yesterday, which is uncharacteristic.
Here's Ramos, first pitch to him. Inner third fastball, strike one. Ramos last time grounded into a 5-4-3 double play that ended the second inning. Clisby grounded into a fielder's choice that same inning, so he was at first during that play. 0-1 from Lopez. Another fastball too far inside this time.
I mentioned the two errors made by the Barons, only the 13th time they've done so this season in 37 games, but in the 13 games they've committed 2 or more errors, 3 in 10.
1-1, breaking ball popped up behind the plate.
So a team that really keeps it clean for the most part, but when they do have an uncharacteristic day like that, they have not found a lot of success in the win column. So have really cleaned it up today. Was probably a big point of emphasis post game in the speech.
1-2, Ramos lines it into left field. Base hit, just the third of the day for Walnut Creek. That's what he does best, Harry. Hits line drives into the shallow outfield corners.
Just laced that one, really. He didn't do too much with it. Sort of served it with some top spin like a tennis backhand right over the net, where the net here is the infielder's heads. Just put it right over, landed into left field. First hit since the second inning. Again, you're still at a point in this game where if you're the Crawdads, you don't need it all at once, down 6. But you need to start to maybe get a couple per inning here.
Aldridge up 0 for 1, grounded out to third last time. Lopez out of the stretch. Ground ball foul towards first. Aldridge red hot to end the season. Closed out his tally with a 10-game hitting streak, which was broken in the CCL North Championship game. But during that time, Aldridge, 361 hitter, 477 on base, 444 slugging, 3 doubles in that span. Throw to first. Ramos is safe. In the month of July, also a little bit different for Aldridge. I mean, June was hitting sub 200 with a sub 250 on base, then 327, 429 average on base in the month of July. Lopez 0-1. Ramos feigns a steal. This is a breaking ball low. Shane Aldridge and Elijah Ramos both heading to new schools from the D1 or D2 level. Ramos going up to D1 CSU Bakersfield. Aldridge going to CSU Monterey Bay. 1-1. Hit in the air. Trailing back Tyler in left field to the track. And he reaches up and grabs it.
Did a couple out there. He's just let it ride on him just a bit, making routine play a bit interesting, but still getting over there to his right. Nice play from Tyler, but the ball seems to be carrying well today, and no wonder. It's the hottest game we've had at Monte Vista this season, and even a weak fly out like that is getting some extra legs behind it.
Lucas Carlisle up to the plate for the second time today. Ramos still at first. 2 down. Top of the 5th. Crawdads trail 6. Check to first. Ramos is safe, no slide. Carlisle struck out looking, had a full count in the top of the 3rd. Got a fastball low outside corner called for strike 3. First delivery from Lopez. Carlisle takes inside. Lucas Carlisle, the rising sophomore at Santa Barbara City College. It's been a fantastic midseason addition for Walnut Creek. Replaced Peyton Rolls. 1-0. Taken for a strike just at the bottom rail. And Carlisle has been even more important after TJ Woodson departed.
Yeah.
Towards the middle of July. Parker Jr. at the top of the order on deck. 1-1 from Lopez. Breaking ball hit high in the air to center field. Still in the ballpark. Salomora under it. Calls for it. Makes the catch. Crawdads strand another base runner in the top of the 5th. They still only have 1 run today on 3 hits. Barons coming up, leading by 6. Bottom 5, 6-run lead for the Academy Barons here in Game 2 of the 2026 CCL Championship game. Lorenzini still out there for Walnut Creek. He's gone through 2 1/3 so far, looking for a little bit more. And he'll face Jason Delviar, Isaac Ocampo, and Jackson Tyler, heart of the Baron order, 5, 6, and 7. Crawdads got out to a 1-0 lead top of the first, courtesy of a sac fly from Joe Coupland after KPJ hit a triple into right. But then the Barons have scored 7 unanswered runs on 8 hits, including a 3-run home run from Elijah Clayton. Delviar 0 for 2, fly out to center field and a pop out to third. But the Academy Barons dugout and fan section rowdy in this game, keeping the momentum to the team from Compton. Lorenzini's first pitch, a breaking ball upstairs and outside.
Really hasn't been able to command the zone, especially early in counts in his outing. Really kind of a polar opposite of Frankie Lopez, who just pours in first pitch strikes at will.
1-0 to Delviar. Another slider that misses up. Cody Perry, the right-hander warming up for Walnut Creek, throwing pitches to Drew Longacre, the bullpen catcher. Delviar ahead 2-0. It's just not been the day for Crawdad pitching. Haskins and Lorenzini have both struggled. 2-0. Fastball on the outer third for a strike. And meanwhile, Frankie Lopez, only 1 run allowed, only 3 hits allowed. He's pumping in strikes within the zone, and Crawdad hitters have been just softly hitting it into outs. 2-1 to Delviar. Breaker high. Hitter friendly at 3-1. Pitch from Lorenzini. Fastball chopped over to second. Carlisle collects on a pair of bounces and throws to first to get the first man out in the bottom of the 5th. Today's been all Academy, but yesterday it was back and forth. The Barons 3-0 lead after the third. The Crawdads tied it in the bottom of the 4th and then took the lead in the bottom of the 8th before Academy clawed one back top of the 9th. But the Crawdads secured the victory. They have a 1-game advantage in this 3-game series, but right now, looks like we'll be playing tomorrow in Game 3.
How's things are going now, and I don't know how to really articulate this. Yesterday had a bit more big game feel. Today has been a bit more tampered down. Maybe just the crowd not being able to get into this. Is umpire from second base actually having a chat with Joey Lorenzini. Not sure if he saw something that he shouldn't have been doing. I don't know exactly what. And
either way, manager Brent Cummings out from the Crawdad dugout to chat about this.
Also, by the way, I do see now, I mentioned earlier, wasn't sure if they do have rosin bags in the CCL. There is one right behind the mound. In fact, Joey Lorenzini going to it right now to get some on the hand, try and get better grip on the ball. I'm not sure what this would be about. I think Brent Cummings is getting some type of explanation, as well as that home plate ump Harvey Maxey up to the mound with Riley Winchell and also Kevin Parker Jr. in there, but hard for us to know here.
Very much so. Seems to be of a very different nature than when Frankie Lopez had the umpires call out manager James Bishop to help deal with whatever the issue was with his throwing hand. And this is still a long conversation between the umpires.
And it looks like the chat now being directed at Riley Winchell a little bit. I don't know exactly what his involvement to whatever this is would be now to Brent Cummings or
some sort of disagreement on something.
Yeah, Cummings is the palms up saying, what's going on here? I don't know. And try to get an explanation maybe between innings of as to what's going on.
Either way, it's somewhat resolved here. Everybody retreating to their respective places here in this game. 1 out, no one on, bottom of the 5th. 6-run lead for Academy Barons. Isaac Ocampo up. Joey Lorenzini. It's just allowed 1 run to his tally, an RBI single from David Aguirre. First pitch, there's a fastball down the middle for a strike. First pitch strike in the last 5 batters for Lorenzini. 0-1. Ocampo takes upstairs and in. 1-1. Ocampo's been aboard twice via the hit by pitch and a walk. So he has 2 plate appearances, but no at-bats. 1-1 to him. Fastball misses top of the zone. 2-1. Jackson Tyler on deck. Ocampo, rising junior from Anaheim, California. Looking for a 1-out rally here. 2-1. Skied in the shallow left field area. Ramos over from short, calls for it, and he makes the catch. Two down for Jackson Tyler, the left fielder.
I mean, all things considered, Lorenzini's been doing a really nice job. He's only given up the 1 run, is an out away from finishing 3 full innings, a couple of strikeouts. Just getting behind hitters. He's thrown a few more pitches than maybe he'd like, but really it's been an outing that he's extending the Crawdads' chances a bit.
First pitch to Tyler. Slider outside, called a strike. Backdoored it. Tyler's had a day, 1 for 2, single in the 2nd inning. And Lorenzini, to your point, Harry, has done the job. Let the offense attempt to get back in this game, but the Crawdad bats just have not gotten it done so far. 0-1, wave and a miss. Another slider low. Tyler down 0-2, rising redshirt freshman at San Diego State. The pitch from the big lefty, Lorenzini. Fastball just tapped foul.
So we've got an explanation from what was going on with Lorenzini in the umpire meeting from our crew in the dugout feeding us info. It was, they don't really know is the answer, but I think something about his feet during his motion.
Second base umpire also just called a balk on Lorenzini, so it adds a ball to the count here. 1-2 to Tyler. Breaker upstairs.
Yeah, balk with nobody on equals a ball automatically, and so I'm sure he was warning Lorenzini about whatever was going on, and so once you're warned, next one's a balk, and of course nobody on again. It's just an automatic ball.
2-2 pitch. Check swing. And he did go around. Home plate umpire Harvey Maxey delivers the signal. 84 miles an hour on some breaking pitch inside. Third strikeout of the day for Joey Lorenzini. We're through 5 innings to the top of the 6th. Crawdads trail 6 runs. Top of the 6th, Crawdads just 1 run on 3 hits. Big deficit in Game 2 of the CCL Championship Series. Kevin Parker Jr., Joe Kuplin, and Ryan Ellis due up. Frankie Lopez has gone 5 innings, just 3 hits allowed, 1 run. Pumping in strikes, and the Crawdads have not been able to do anything about it, but now the 3rd time through for the top of the order. So we'll see if that changes anything. Either way, a right-hander warming up for the Barons. Gabriel Cancino from Norwalk, California, throwing some pitches. But regardless of when he comes in, Frankie Lopez did his job.
Yeah, it's been his game, and really letting it all out. We said again is probably going to be the point of the season. in his career where he's just going to let it all out this outing.
First pitch to Parker Jr. Breaking ball low outside.
And
KPJ is 1 for 2. Tripled in the first. Coupland brought him in on a sac fly, and then he grounded out to short.
wasn't your average triple. Really just popped it up. Diving attempt from Sanders and Wright. Couldn't get it. Got by him. And
1-0. Parker Jr. takes a breaking ball for a strike this time.
And with Parker's speed, easily turned into a triple. 3-bagger. And looked like the Crawdads were ready to just kind of put the foot on the gas and not lay off it. But since then, 7 unanswered runs.
It's been all Barons this game. 1-1. Parker Jr. just gets a piece of it. 1-2. Parker Jr. heading to his 3rd Division I program this fall, going to play for the Pacific Tigers down in Stockton after a year at Utah Valley, where he played with Frankie Lopez in 2025. Then Texas Southern, Parker Jr. was there this spring. Did not see any action. 1-2. Chopped foul behind home plate. Parker Jr. has been one of the best bats for the Crawdads. Just always a threat to get on base. But hits for power. Just one of 4 players in the CCL North with at least 5 doubles, 1 triple, and multiple home runs in conference play. Lopez, his former teammate, trying to retire him for the 2nd time today. The 1-2. Hit in the air to right field. Sanders calls for it. And he has the grab, no problem, moving to his right.
That's really not too dissimilar from the type of contact that he notched his leadoff triple with out towards right. It was a bit lower of a looper, but Sanders perhaps gets his get back a bit. And way more routine though, Charlie. And it's just been the case all day with Frankie Lopez. He's missing barrels, getting the Crawdads to get under it, on their hands, off the end. Just any type of contact that results in weak contact, he's gotten it. So really nice job of moving the baseball around today, changing speeds, and throwing with spin.
First pitch to Coupland. Fastball misses low. That's been a pitch that's been called before, but Coupland ahead. He's 0 for 1, sac fly in the first to plate Parker Jr., then a ground out to third base on 1 pitch in the 4th. He's only seen 3 pitches from Lopez. 1-0. This time he'll take a hack, rip it down the left field line, lands at the track. Joe Coupland turning for second, and he'll be in standing. 1-out double in the top of the 6th. Joe Coupland strikes just when the Crawdads need it.
And even there, not a ball that Coupland really got the barrel on. It up and in, fastball, well located, able to turn the hands in enough to just drop it like a lawn dart towards the line and towards the corner as well. That's going to be a double all day, every day. So good hitting to get the hands in, pull them in on the pitch that gets on you quick. But still, Lopez, again, doing the job to miss barrels. But this is the best chance for the Crawdads to score a run ever since the first.
Scoring chance for the man who has the most RBIs in Crawdad history, Ryan Ellis. 85 career ribbies. Boy, would he like to get another one here. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk. First pitch from Lopez. Chopped to second. Espinoza collects, fires to third. They'll get Ellis. Coupland moves over to third.
If he's able to strand this run here, yeah, it's only would be the 2nd run of the game for the Crawdads, but once you get to 7, 8, 9, chasing 6 runs, that's a mighty task for this offense. So if Lopez can just keep him off, you feel like you've made a big pitch coming off the mound. It gives you the momentum for the rest of the outing, however much longer he'll go. But it's just going to be a bit of a statement if he does.
Lopez 1 out away from going through 6 innings of 1-run ball. 4 hits allowed to his tally so far. First pitch to Winchell, off the hands and foul towards third. Winchell 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. He's 0 for 6 in this championship series. He's been the starting catcher both days. Coupland dancing at third, 0-1 to Winchell. Fastball outside. Winchell redshirted his first season in college with the Pacific Tigers, then transferred to Chabot, where he had a monster year this season, earned himself a roster spot with Sac State. 1-1, again off the hands, and fouled away towards third.
Keeps attacking him on the inner part of the plate. The plan for the Crawdads offense today really has not been in question. You know he's going to throw first pitch strikes, so you got to get ready to swing early in counts. Just haven't set themselves up for much success. Again, not able to barrel much up, so now Lopez, after you get that first strike, you can kind of dance around the zone a bit and just extend the inside or outside where a guy likes it, like Winchell.
1-2 from Lopez. Breaking ball outside, this time slow ground ball, gets past Clayton. Winchell safe at first, Coupland comes in to score. 7-2, the Crawdads still trail.
You don't really get a ground ball past Elijah Clayton unless it takes a ridiculous hop, just like it did there. That's nothing you could do. He's going to get an E6 for it, but that's a Monte Vista CCL hop on the infield. I mean, nothing you can do, really. And it's a play that you've got to come around and run at. You can't really get your body behind it because, again, you got to go full speed ahead. And if his body were behind it, you know, maybe it bounces off your chest, gives you a chance to throw, but you have to try and come around that ball. Again, as I mentioned, get it glove side and get the angle to first.
So Cam Taylor with a runner at first, 2 outs, top of the 6th. First pitch from Lopez, big swing and a miss.
Wow.
You know what Cam Taylor was looking for right there.
That was a pitch to do it. Just right down the middle, 86. Not a lot on it.
Crawdads have gotten 1 run back, their first run since the first inning. 0-1. Inside fastball called a strike. 0-2 to Taylor. Taylor 1 for 2 with a single today. Lopez trying to get out of this inning. In off the hands, high chopper back to him. Lopez collects his throw to first in time. So the Crawdads do get 1. They still trail by 5 after we are through 5.5 innings. Barron's coming back up after this. Later on, today's Player of the Game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Bottom of the 6th, Game 2 of the CCL Championship. The Academy Barons lead 7-2 over the Walnut Creek Crawdads, and Cody Perry out of the Crawdad bullpen to relieve Joey Lorenzini. Lorenzini, 3 1/3 pitch, 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He came in, quieted the storm after Haskins allowed 6 runs on 6 hits. Now Perry trying to do the same. One of the most veteran pitchers in Crawdad history, Cody Perry, with a tall task: keep the Barons quieter than they were.
And he's going to pound the zone, kind of like Vance Haskins to start this game, who didn't have his best day, of course, but likes to go with the slider really early and often, paint the zone, or pepper the zone with it, I should say. And he'll work quickly. He'll make you take some deep breaths at the plate because you feel like you're almost exhausted by the pace at which he brings his pitches.
And Perry's going to call time, have a battery meeting with Winchell before he even throws the first pitch. Nigel Buckley, Izzy Espinoza, and A.G. Sawamura. 8-9-1 to lead off this inning for the Barons. Perry making his 7th appearance this season, 2.57 ERA. He's got 1 win, no losses in 7 innings. 10 strikeouts to 2 walks. He is now the fourth most strikeouts in Crawdad history. Delivers a high cheese fastball for a swing and a miss.
88, that's one of the hotter ones we've seen from Perry this year. And again, he's already ready to go. He's going to work quickly against Buckley, who's in the box. But he'll let him get set.
0-1 from Perry. Breaking ball on the outer third for a strike. And Perry, with 2 more strikeouts, would tie Gabe Tanner for 3rd most Ks in Crawdad history. 5 more to pass E.J. McGrew for 2nd. And 7 to tie Braden Barnes at 1st. 0-2 to Buckley. Flared away foul over the Crawdad bullpen in right. And pardon me, because these playoff stats will not count towards Perry's record, so he would have to come back for 1 more season as a Crawdad, which he might be able to do. 0-2. Outer third, fastball missed.
That's a good pitch, 0-2. You don't have to come in the zone. You just set the sights out there. Now it opens up. If you want to come hard inside with a fastball or break a slider that looks like it's starting off the edge.
1-2 from Perry, tap foul. Challenge pitch, 90 miles an hour, top of the zone. And Cody Perry going back for his 4th season at Claremont McKenna with the Claremont Mud Scripps baseball team. He threw 70 innings this spring as their Friday starter. 1-2. Breaking ball misses up and in. 2-2 to Buckley. Buckley, 2 groundouts today. 1 drove in a run in the 2nd. The other was a 5-4-3 double play. Perry, 2-2. Breaking ball at the knees. Strike 3 called. First of the day for Cody Perry.
And in that zone, this is a bit different than what they saw with Vance Haskins. Breaking ball looks like it has a bit more just cut to it. A bit more action. And it is looking nice. So he's been in the zone there. Just to the first batter he sees, Nigel Buckley. That's a good tone setter.
First pitch to Izzy Espinoza, a tap foul. Another slider that time.
Yeah, and a lot like the start that Sandro Martinez had yesterday was just peppering that zone. I've used that term a few times already for Cody Perry because he's doing it and just peppering the zone with that slider.
0-1. Fastball, ground ball up the middle. Over from short, Ramos dives, and he can't get there. 2nd single of the day for Izzy Espinoza.
Yeah, a bit of a tough hop. You're going to get it for both sides. And it just died on the lip of the grass. Ramos was a bit more square up, waiting to get that one about hip high. Then it shot down to about his knees or shins. So all of a sudden the late adjustment is too tough to get down to.
9th hit of the day for the Barons. Puts a runner at first. Only 1 out, bottom of the 6th for A.G. Sawamura. 3 for 3 today. 2 singles and a double for Sawamura. Perry out of the stretch. Curveball misses upstairs. Just left out of the hand too early. Sawamura from Matsuyama, Japan, in the transfer portal after a year at Eastern New Mexico. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Golf swing through a fastball low.
Really cool to see the pipeline between Japan and the CCL this year, too. Kosei Suzuki, another guy with the Blues who spent his time this year in California for summer ball.
Kai Hanasaki for the San Francisco Seagulls as well. 1-1 to Sawamura. Off speed and outside.
It's very cool just connection in baseball. I mean, it is Japan's sport. So seeing the guys who come over, who choose to play college ball here in America over from Japan when they probably could go directly to pro ball in Japan or perhaps maybe even in some cases pro ball in the U.S.
2-1, Sawamura, breaking ball for a strike at his knees.
You look at Sawamura, you look at Suzuki, it's just 2 of the top talents in the CCL.
Absolutely. Ryan Delaney throwing warm-up pitches for Walnut Creek. The most veteran pitcher in Crawdad history. Looks like he could follow Cody Perry. 2-2. Off speed outside. Full count to Sawamura. Espinoza lingers at first base with 1 out. Perry usually fast into his set, taking his time. Shakes off 2 pitches from Winchell. Agrees to this, peers to first. The payoff home. Fastball at the knees, called strike 3. Sawamura rung up. Completely stunned, he wasn't looking heater there.
He didn't have any problem with that call this time, though. He, in game 1, at a pitch that was maybe 2 feet outside, called a strike against him. It was still a 3-out count, and he worked a walk anyways. But that one, no argument. It's center cut above the knees.
2 out, still a runner at first for Elijah Clayton. Barron's 5-run lead later into this game. First pitch to Clayton. Slider knee high. Strike 1. Clayton 0 for 3, but that 1 for 3. That one hit, a 3-run homer in the second, broke this ball game open. 0-1 offering. Another slider hit high in the air. Clisby tracking back in left field at the wall. Gone! Elijah Clayton strikes again. 9-2. The Barons on top in game 2 of the CCL Championship.
Very similar pitch that he turned around last time. Just breaking ball off the front door a bit. Turns on it and just cracks it. That one had some nice carry out there too. Just keep on rolling. Almost left the bat at about a 40-degree angle, 39, and that's usually not one you'll see sail out of here, but when you get it down the line like that, it had room to go, as well as that when it's on a hot day like it is. The wind is blowing out as well. You have all the factors to where that's the type of ball that can fly out.
2 outs, no one on. David Aguirre to the dish. 2 for 3 with an RBI double and RBI single. First pitch, ground ball to third. Parker Jr. in and out of his glove. Question becomes whether that's a hit or an E5. Officially goes as an error on Parker Jr.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's a play that you'd expect to be made when it's hit on the ground like that, but just a tough day. Crawdad infield and defense now, 3rd error. Haven't given themselves much of an easy chance.
Nick Sanders up, 2-out base runner. First pitch, swing and a miss. It's just not been the Crawdads' day, Harry. Game 3 looking likely tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Sanders 0 for 2, strikeout, a walk, and a pop out to second base. 0-1 from Perry. Off the end of the bat, popped up, shallow center field. Aldridge calls for it, and he makes the catch. So another 2 hits in the inning for the Academy Barons, and a 2-run home run from Elijah Clayton makes this a 9-2 ball game to the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th, the Crawdads now trailing by 7 runs. The Academy Barons added 2 more in the bottom of the 6th. Walnut Creek did get one back in the top half of the 6th inning on an E6. Riley Winchell reached safely, and Joe Coupland came in to score after an RBI or a leadoff double. Right now, Clisby, Ramos, Aldridge due up. Uh, Collectively, they are 1 for 6. Bottom of the Crawdad order. Talked about how as the key to the game, they've got to be productive. They have not been today, Harry.
Well, and you can't find. Sorry, as the pitch comes in.
It's fouled away as Frankie Lopez still in this game trying to get through 7 innings of work.
I was going to say it's hard to circle one part of the lineup for not being productive when it's the entire lineup that just hasn't been able to get it going. And all credit to Frankie Lopez. Been missing barrels all day.
0-1, Clisby rips it on the ground to Clayton. He collects the throw to first with plenty of time.
It's been all about that too. Just strike one. He's getting ahead of just about every Crawdad hitter. I can tally up how many first pitch strikes so far in just a moment, but feels like 2 out of every 3 batters at the least, and gets you in a position where you have to swing early and counts.
Right-hander Gabriel Cancino still warming up for the Barons right now as Elijah Ramos comes up with 1 out. First pitch to him right down Broadway for a strike. Crawdads 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 defensive errors. The Barons 9 runs, 10 hits, 1 error defensively.
17th first pitch strike there.
0-1 to Ramos. Off his hands, hit into the air to left field. Tyler's there and makes the grab. It's been efficiency for Frankie Lopez. The Crawdads have not been able to look at too many pitches. Lopez has produced outs within the first 3 pitches, pretty much every at-bat.
Yeah, so it's a darn good conversion rate. 17 first pitch strikes, 25 batters faced. Only 8 times he's gotten behind, so that's just an excellent rate. And again, he's the guy in the CCL who has the best first pitch strike rate in the entire league, so he's just continued what he's been doing.
First pitch to Aldridge, wave and a miss. And Harry, you got to think if the Crawdads can't get anything in this inning, might be the nail in the coffin. 0-1. Ripped on a line to center field. Aldridge with a base knock, his first today.
And really, that's the trend that's been the Crawdad hits. It's softly hit. Just happens to get down, and it's hard to string it together when that's what you're relying on. And it's another base hit. Just when you're finding luck like that, you're going to want to try and take advantage, but it just hasn't happened.
Runner at first with 2 outs, top of the 7th for Lucas Carlisle. First pitch to him. Fastball called a strike at the bottom rail. 4 first pitch strikes this inning for Frankie Lopez, and he's gotten outcomes within the first 2 pitches each time. 0-1 to Carlisle. Fastball, same place for a strike. Carlisle 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout.
I mean, this is really exactly what you got to do if you're a guy who's not going to blow hitters away with the stuff. Got to be able to locate, and that's what Lopez does. 86 there. It's kind of where he's been all game, but the slider, the splitter, also very nice pitches.
0-2, Carlisle tips it into Ocampo's glove, and that'll do it. Swinging strikeout officially. 7 innings of 2-run ball for Frankie Lopez. He has been shutting the door on the Crawdads. Bottom of the 7th we go. Barons with a chance to increase the lead. Bottom of the fifth, the Academy Barons lead 7 runs over the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Ryan Delaney enters the game, the 4th pitcher of the day for Walnut Creek. And he's having himself quite the season, 5.91 ERA in 10 and a third, 10 and 2/3 rather. His best season as a Crawdad, lowest ERA in that span. And he's the Crawdad career leader in appearances and innings pitched. Trying to just get through one more inning and try to keep the Barons quieter this time. Cody Perry went 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, thanks to a 2-run Elijah Clayton home run. 2 strikeouts, no walks for Perry. But how about Elijah Clayton with 2 bombs today for 5 total RBIs?
That's a way to make a statement, again, after a game where he was 0 for 4 yesterday. Just putting to bed the short slump, I should say, just in his first game in the playoffs. And then biggest moments of the season, swinging it very, very well. And so it hasn't been enough from the Crawdad offense to even overcome just those 2 homers, even the 3-run homer, more runs than the Crawdads have all game long. So big swings from his bat have been the difference.
Brandon Clisby into the game at catcher. He was in left, so Bryden Bull takes over in center field for Walnut Creek. Delviar, Ocampo, and Tyler do up this inning. First pitch from the lefty Delaney, hit in the air, foul above the Crawdad dugout towards right.
I think Bull's actually out there over and left.
Yeah, left field is, that's what I meant to say. Is that what I not, is that not what I said?
It's center, right, but we haven't seen him anywhere but center this year.
Yeah, well.
Other than in the outfield.
Right.
I should say. He played first a couple times.
0-1 from Delaney to Delviar. Hits him in the leg. Leadoff base runner for the Barons. So 1 out, or no out, no one on. I'm losing my brain here, folks. No one out, 1 on at first for Isaac Ocampo. 0 for 1, a hit by pitch and a walk. Delaney winds and fires. Ripped on a line into left field. Bull tracks it back and just lifts out and makes the squeeze.
Talked about it yesterday when Shane Aldridge made an incredible diving play in the second after getting inserted into the game for Daniel Pulasic. The baseball gods just tend to find you and test you whenever you're newly inserted into the game. And same case there, just a rocket out towards Bull. Bit of an awkward, maybe knuckling action on it to turn himself around, but made the catch. So you'll always get tested when you're newly into a game.
1 out with a runner at first. Tyler waves and misses. 80-mile-an-hour slider from Delaney. And 2 batters in. The Barons have kind of been all over Delaney. So he's going to get a new baseball, and home plate umpire Harvey Maxey is going to ask for a couple more. Delviar at first. Not a super speed threat. Has a couple stolen bases this season, but right now not taking a big lead. Cam Taylor holding him at first. 0-1 to Tyler. Slider in the dirt. Clisby stays on top of it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cancino still throwing warm-up pitches for the Academy Barons. 1-1 from Delaney. Below the knees. 2-1 to Tyler, who's 1 for 3 with a single. Lefty's 2-1 offering. Low inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Setting the tone more with the fastball here. Delaney not going to beat you with velocity, really. Kind of 84, 85 about where he'll sit, but the breaking ball is what's his best, as well as the changeup, so now can throw that off a bit.
2-2. Popped up off the hands. Carlisle in second base towards the outfield grass. Completes the catch. 2 down. Delviar still at first. And Nigel Buckley, the designated hitter, a chance to get another 2-out rally for the Barons. They've been so effective in every facet on offense.
They have. Just getting runners into scoring position has been the name of the game. I feel like every time they have gotten up, they've cashed in. Just a couple of times that they have stranded runners, 2 runners left in scoring position today. So
First pitch to Buckley. On the outer third, a fastball from Delaney.
that's exactly what you're searching for as an offense. And it helps when one guy blasts 2 home runs out of the ballpark. Of course, any day, you'll take that.
0-1. Buckley takes a breaker top of the zone, strike 2.
But the sign of an effective offense is if everyone's really going, keeping the line moving, kind of like a conveyor belt, just pass the bat, keep it rolling, get guys on, get guys around.
0-2 to Buckley. Ripped past Parker Jr. at third. Gets into shallow left where Bull is waiting. 2-out single for Buckley, his first knock of the day, his first time on board, and now there are 2 aboard for Izzy Espinoza.
Woo! Watch your lips at the hot corner, 100 miles an hour off the bat, 82 coming in. I mean, that's turned around. That's one of the better swings from Nigel Buckley probably of the season, and that's talking for a guy who's tearing it up in the postseason so far and really enjoying hitting at Monte Vista.
Espinoza, a pair of singles for him today. First pitch, slider in. The batons have been hot up and down the Barons order. Crawdad pitching staff has had their work cut out for them, and so far it's been a tough task to get outs. Delaney, 1-0. Slider knee high, strike 1. Espinoza struck out on a full count against Lorenzini back in the 4th inning. It's the only time he hasn't been aboard today in 3 plate appearances. Del Villar at second, Buckley at first. The 1-1. High and in. Two one. Wave and a miss. Slider outside from Delaney, gets a bite. Crawdads just need 1 more strike to get out of this inning. 2 on jam, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Change up in the dirt, Clisby's on top of it, full count. 7-run lead for the Academy Barons over the Walnut Creek Crawdads here in the 2026 CCL Championship game. It's to game 2. Crawdads a 5-4 victory yesterday, but the Barons trying to force game 3. The payoff. Lifted in the air, shallow right field. Taylor back from first. No, it drops behind him. Now the throw into home, not in time. RBI single from Espinoza. His second of the day makes it a 10-2 game.
Delaney can do nothing but just laugh about that one. He has a smile on his face. You know, nothing you could do. I mean, you make your pitch, get it up and away off the end of the bat, and as the baseball broadcast saying often goes as a joke, ball's not carrying to first today, but today it is. Just lifts up and over Taylor's head. He tried to make the over-the-head Jerry Rice-style catch, but just the types of base hits that have been falling, and they've been falling for both sides. Differences, of course, just 12 for the Barons and 5 for the Crawdads in the hit category.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Sawamura up. First pitch, slider away. Another lefty-lefty battle, Delaney and Sawamura, but AG's been on 3 times, 2 singles and a double. Struck out last time against Lorenzini. Check to first, not in time. Sawamura, who shares a name with Yoriyumi Giants legend in the 1930s, who threw 3 no-hitters, the first pitcher ever in Japanese baseball history to do that. 1-0 to the modern-day Sawamura, called a strike at his knees.
Old-timer AG, very, very fascinating life he lived. Take a look at his Wikipedia page. I highly recommend.
It's very cool. 1-1. Outer third slider, strike 2 to Sawamura.
Talked about it yesterday, but one of those no-hitters came against one of those early U.S. to Japan pioneer baseball teams full of MLB All-Stars from America going over to share the game with Japanese culture.
1-2. Sawamura just fouls it away.
And now you see how far it's come. It's kind of a cool network that you can look at one way, saying now you got a couple of guys, like we talked about last at bat with Sawamura up. A couple of guys playing collegiate summer ball. I mean, I feel like, transcends the level of connection between the U.S. and Japan that those original baseball legends maybe envisioned.
1-2 from Delaney. Change up inside, called a ball, and Espinoza will use the opportunity to nab at second base. No throw from Clisby. 2-2 to Sawamura. 2 RBI chance now. Buckley at third, Espinoza at second. 8-run lead for the Barons. Bottom of the 7th. They've already added 1 this game, or this inning rather. Two. Front door slider misses in.
Couple of close ones. Delaney's executing the pitches where he wants. Just missing off the edge, tightening up the zone is Harvey Maxey, who's been pretty accurate today.
Full count again. Payoff from Delaney. Off the inner part of the bat, Ramos calls for it at short and completes the pop-up catch. 1 more run for the Barons, bottom of the 7th to the top of the 8th. The Crawdads trail by 8. Top of the 8th, and finally the Academy Barons go into the bullpen. Gabriel Cancino, the rising sophomore at Compton College, try to get last 2 innings done of this game. Crawdads trail by 8. Top of the order to up Parker Jr., Coupland, and Ellis. Lopez allows just 5 hits to his tally, 7 innings. He went 7 innings on Tuesday, 7 more today.
Wow.
Just 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 strikeouts. And
just
no walks at all for Lopez. No hit by pitches either. Masterful.
Just the 1 earned run, and did have a singular walk, but even then, 7 innings. That's just stunning pace from him. So hands it off, and he got the help from his offense too. Him and the offense kind of worked really nicely together. Set the tone early, did give up a run, but dialed back in. Offense got him some runs so he could attack the zone afterwards, and so he gave him that cushion, and he just kept on rolling. Don't know the exact pitch count, probably up towards 70 or so, which is pretty efficient for a 7-inning outing. He was just attacking Crawdad hitters. They were hitting into outs early in counts, so really excellent day to extend the Barons season most likely.
Here's Cancino, another strike thrower. First pitch from the righty. Parker Jr. lifts it in the air, foul grounds towards left. Long run from Tyler, but he's going to get there. Parker Jr. kind of sits in the batter's box, a little bit stunned. But 1 pitch, 1 out, Cancino. Now 5 outs away from forcing game 3. And last time in the 8th inning for Walnut Creek, at least yesterday, Cam Taylor reached on an E4, sacrificed ground out, then a walk. Kevin Parker Jr. hit a game-winning, what it ended up being, 2 RBI double. He was thrown out at third, and the strikeout ended the inning. 2 runs in that 8th gave the Crawdads an advantage they did not relinquish. Today, it's not been their day. First pitch to Coupland. Breaking ball waved through.
You're going to need that and quite a bit more. It ended up just being 2 runs, but in a much tighter played ball game, each run really means a lot more. So for Cancino, just got to dial in, lock this one down, get the final 5 outs.
0-1 to Coupland. Bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coupland also 1 for 2 rather. Doubled in the 6th, grounded out in the 4th, and hit a sac fly that scored the first run of the game. But really hasn't mattered too all much for Walnut Creek. They have been stomped. Barron's offense has come to life. 10 runs on 12 hits today. 1-1, Coupland checks his swing, outer third breaking ball. He went around.
Say he didn't?
Oh, the appeal to first says no. Home plate umpire said he did.
Oh, that's delayed.
So it will, in fact, be a strike.
Oh.
That's what I read. I saw Maxey make the called strike.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, it was looked like he had appealed it down. I think that was just the catcher, so it is 1-2. Yeah, you're right. You're on that, partner.
Apparently. Only thing I've been on today. 1-2 to Coupland. Another breaking ball away. So that's what Cancino's going to go to. Just spamming that breaking ball, try to get out of this inning. 3.83 ERA and 7 appearances for Cancino entering this contest. Now through 12 innings total this season, including the 1 out against Parker Jr. 2-2, inner third fastball. Coupland held his swing. I don't get the commotion there from the
big reaction.
Yeah, Barron's
Barron's
fans. That's
faithful.
clearly a check swing that he held up.
You're having fun. I mean, it's good showing.
Oh, yeah.
Better than yesterday. They were, looks like about triple what they had yesterday.
Payoff to Coupland. Off the hands, dribbled to third. Aguirre's there. The throw across the diamond just in time. Coupland gave it a serious run, but throw beat him by a step. And that fan contingent for the Barons has been louder all day long than any of the Crawdad fans, who are 5 times their size in terms of the number of fans here.
Much more to cheer about for sure, and it's been a help here. It is the day where in this series, although hosted at Monte Vista where the Crawdads play, that the Barons have the designated home field hitting the bottom of every inning, so making it feel like that.
First pitch to Ellis, fastball up. Ellis 0 for 2, a line out to center, a walk, and a ground out to second. Bryden Bull on deck took over in Riley Winchell's spot in the order, but replaced Brandon Clisby and left. 1-0 pitch, also high. 2-0 to Ellis. 2 outs, no one on, top of the 8th. And it feels like this game, all but the final score, pretty much decided.
Yeah.
Cancino 2-0 breaking ball up.
Well, and it's all but done, like you said, but it's just going to set up the best 2 words in sports. CCL version, Game 3.
Indeed.
Best of 3 series. You always want to see the drama.
3-0. Not close. Ellis works a 4-pitch walk.
And for the Crawdads and Brant Cummings, who always stresses towards the end of the season, especially this year, was just saying, you know, got to get one at a time to take the 1 seed. Ended up doing it one at a time to get to this point, and now 1 game away from winning it all. They're on the brink, but when you do win that first game, it's really, really important to get that first one, because then the rest of the way you just got to go 1-1. And the Crawdads, not a team that loses consecutively very much this year, and well, they've gotten 1 at a time 9 times in a row.
First at bat of the day for Bull. First pitch, he swings and grounds it towards first, called foul. 0-1. Bull went 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk. Just was not his game. First start in 8 games played, almost 2 weeks though for the Crawdads. He had 2 groundouts and a line out. He's been one of the hardest hitters in the Crawdad order. 5 pumps lead the team, 3 doubles. Cancino, 0-1 to the big lefty. Ripped deep right center field. Sanders is just going to wave at it. Bye-bye. Bryden Bull leads into the lead, a 2-run shot. Crawdads trail by 6, top of the 8th, 2 outs.
That was crushed. That pitch let her high almost, just turned it around. And although obviously it's a moment in the game where it's still a long way to go after that swing. It's a swing for a guy who's been out for a while, hasn't seen in-game action much lately. That's a confidence booster. If you see him in the starting lineup tomorrow, maybe no wonder why, or getting another potential pinch hit opportunity in what will be a winner-go-home situation if this one gets there.
Now here's Taylor with 2 outs. First pitch, a ball low. But Bryden Bull, 6 home runs on the summer. That'll play as he heads back to Ole Miss. Crawdads still trail 6, though. 1-0 to Cam Taylor. Ripped down the right field line. Fair ball into the corner. Cam Taylor going all the way to second. He's got the speed, but he's going to stay there standing. A little bit of a 2-out rally all of a sudden for the Crawdads area. They're not dead yet.
Well, and where's this been all game? All of a sudden, the 2 hardest hit balls of the game for Walnut Creek. 101 off the bat of Bull, 103 off the bat of Cam Taylor. And just, it's going to probably end up being too little, too late. But hey, I mean, you keep it rolling. If you bring home maybe 3 more, it's still such a tall task with 2 outs. 3 more, you give yourself kind of a chance in the 9th. You'd still be down 3 if you hold the Barons scoreless. So for the Barons, it's just, this is why you backlog so many insurance runs. It comes back to benefit you later on, and you just can't really come back easily if you're the Crawdads. And gives more confidence to the pitchers of the Barons. It lets the hitters kind of be more relaxed, knowing that even if they don't produce more runs, it's still an okay thing. And that's just how they've gotten ahead, how they've stayed ahead, and how they're looking to close out game 2 with a victory.
AJ Manara is out for a chat with Cancino on the hill, as well as Ocampo, his battery duo. 2-run homer for Bull with 2 outs, and then a double for Cam Taylor brings up Brandon Clisby. Clisby 0 for 3. He's grounded the ball all 3 times. A pair of groundouts did reach on a fielder's choice in the second, though. Crawdads searching for even more in this 2-out rally. They want to avoid game 3 if possible. Cancino will step off, take his time. Taylor retreats to second. Ramos on deck, 1 for 3. Was 2 for 4 yesterday. Clisby searching for his first hit of the postseason. The pitch from Cancino. In the dirt. Clisby starts out ahead 1-0. And Matthew Kraus warming up for the first time today. We thought when Lopez was dealing with that hand issue, he might be the first one to go out and throw some pitches. The game was a little closer. Now he's finally throwing.
Boy, they would love to not have to use him today.
1-0 to Clisby. Nubbed to first. Del Villar has a bit of trouble with it, but he'll take it to the bag himself. Crawdads eat into the deficit a little bit. A 2-run shot from Bryden Bull deep to right center. But still, the Academy Barons lead heading to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, Crawdads trailing by 6. The Academy Barons trying to force Game 3 of the 2026 CCL State Championship Series. Michael Olson into the game. Joey Lorenzini went 3 1/3, then an inning each from Cody Perry and Ryan Delaney. Michael Olson tasked with getting through the 8th. 13th appearance on the season for Olson. 6.59 ERA and 13 2/3 innings pitched. Tall left-hander from Chabot College. Facing the top of the Barons order, Elijah Clayton, David Aguirre, and Nick Sanders, 2, 3, and 4. Olson struggled with command this season. 13 strikeouts to 13 walks, Harry, but Crawdads looking to turn to him, and hopefully he can shut it down.
And it was really about the out pitch for him in the curveball. He's mainly just fastball, curveball, goes with the 2 pitches, and when he's able to get that curveball towards the zone, it'll make the opposing hitters think about it because he can work it off the fastball nicely. But the problem that he found sort of mid to end of the season, which he sort of locked in at the very end of the season again, was that the curveball was just missing way out of the zone, so it became an auto take. You see it start low and end even lower, right? I mean, it's a pitch you wouldn't have to think of, but again, he has been getting the command back with it, working it nicely off the fastball, so that's all it's about now, just keeping the deficit where it's at. Still a big mountain to climb.
Olson against Elijah Clayton, first pitch. Outer third fastball for a strike. And Clayton's been the most dangerous guy for the Barons today. 2 home runs, 5 total RBIs, 2 for 4. Olson ahead 0-1. The pitch is a fastball high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Clayton has also been fantastic defensively again today. Just 1 error on a tough ground ball. It took a weird hop at him. Olson 1-1. Fastball hit well foul. It's outside amongst the right field side. 1-2 to Clayton. Olson looking for the put away. Off speed low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Clayton.
That one, the change too. He does throw that sometimes to the righties, but really it's often just, like I said, the fastball curveball.
2-2. There's the curveball, hammered down the left field line, foul.
Wow. Turned around, yeah, left it up. I mean, again, he's best when he's either getting it right at the bottom of the zone or spinning it through the zone and landing it maybe between the catcher's glove and home plate. So bouncing it in there just short of it or just beyond home plate.
2-2 again. Fastball high. Full count to Clayton. Most pitches that Clayton has seen in an at-bat today. At 0-1 counts both times he hit his home runs. Payoff from Olson. Fastball high and outside. Leadoff walk for Elijah Clayton, a guy with a lot of speed. Has not had a chance to steal a base today, but he does have 27 this season.
Now batting the third baseman, number 20, David Aguirre.
David Aguirre up, the third baseman, with 1 on, no one out, bottom of the 8th. 6-run lead for the Barons, looking for some more. Olson kicks and deals. Fastball upstairs and outside. Now Trey Galino getting warmed up for Walnut Creek in the pen.
Hmm.
1-0. Olson drops the curveball at the knees, strike 1. Crawdads were kind of scheduled to go Lorenzini to James after Haskins. The plan was just use 3 pitchers like yesterday, but that has gone awry. This is now their 5th pitcher this game. 1-1 curveball right in the middle of the zone for a strike.
And yeah, it's tough because you just don't execute the plan to perfection because they put up a lot of runs, you know, on the first couple guys in. But the thing it does is it extends Devin James to a potential winner go home game, and that's big time. He's a guy who can start a game for you, give you 5+ innings and bring excellent stuff. So that's why you don't see him out there today in a blowout.
1-2. Aguirre serves it into left field just over Ramos's head, and he was playing in at the grass anyway. So no outs, and first and second for Clayton and Aguirre. Now Nick Sanders, the cleanup guy. Perfect opportunity to kind of erase that Bryden Bull 2-run home run. Galena warming up a little bit faster now. Would not be surprised to see the right-hander from Cal kind of come in and relieve Olson, left-hander against this very righty-dominant Barron order. But before that, Gabe Rojas going to have a chat with Olson.
Gives time for Galeno to throw some extra pitches. Rojas has such a nice, slow pace getting out there, knows what he's doing, letting his guy out in right field work a bit more. But at this point, this meeting's just almost essentially for that. Not much you can really do given the score here to say, try and get a double play here. Yeah, it gets you out of the inning or closer to the end of the inning. Nobody out, but it's a bit of a loss here today.
Yeah, kind of
Pitching
one.
side.
Crawdads just kind of have to eat it. Move on to game 3. Jimmy Canale, the tall right-hander from Huntington Beach, warming up for the Barons right now. So, got to wonder if James Bishop is going to leave Cancino out there or go to the bullpen, give the Crawdads a fresh pitcher who they haven't seen yet today to try and close out the game. So the Barons are just 3 outs away defensively from clinching game 2 and forcing game 3. Sanders up in the cleanup spot. Hitless today, 0 for 3, but 2 on, no one out. First pitch, Olson misses. Fastball low and in. Sanders pop out to second, then a walk, a strikeout, and a fly out to center field. Right fielder for the Barons ahead 1-0. Olson kicks and deals. Breaking ball too far below the zone.
A game that's really just slowed down, feels like, in the last several innings. Only about 2.5 hours played.
We sped through the first 3 innings in 55 minutes. And since then, the rest has kind of dragged on a bit. 2-0. Breaking ball low and in. 3 balls and no strikes to Sanders. And Olson just can't locate the curveball.
It's really the difference maker when he's on or off. And, yeah, it's not been located today. So 3 batters face yet to, well, in the midst of his 3rd batter face, but yet to record an out.
3-0 to Sanders. Fastball high in sight, 4-pitch walk. Second of this inning that Olson has dished out. Bases loaded, no one out for Jason Delviar. First baseman with a whole lot of pop.
And that might just end the day. We'll see if Brant Cummings is going to come out. Usually there's a couple extra beats. Maybe not.
Not at this point. Looks like Galeno might be still getting warm. Drew Longacre, the bullpen catcher, had to go fish one out of the right field corner.
He was far into play.
Bases juiced for Delviar. 4 home runs this season. But hitless today. 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Olson winds and delivers high and tight. Delviar also a guy who had 12 home runs at Cal State Monterey Bay this spring. Good for 66 runs driven in. Corona, California native, was a monster and still is. He's been one of the most hot bats in the Barron order.
Real big time pop, and he's translated it to the wood bats here in summer.
1 ball, no strike. Fouled back. Just a fastball in on the hands. Delviar, rising redshirt senior. Just 1 year of eligibility left. Started at San Bernardino Valley College, then did not play at Sonoma State in 2025, headed down the coast to Monterey Bay. That's where he'll spend that final year of eligibility. Bases loaded, no one out, bottom of the 8th. 6-run lead for the Barons already, looking for more. 1-1, outer third fastball, 1-2. Catcher Isaac Ocampo on deck. Jackson Tyler in the hole in the 7 spot. 1-2 from Olson. Curveball low. It's been a little while for Olson. Last time he pitched was July 24th against the San Francisco Seagulls. Tasked with closing that game out, a 5-0 lead. Gave up a run, but got the outs. 2-2, ground ball to Parker Jr. at third. Throw to home, they'll get one. On to first, in time! 5-2-3 double play.
Nice. Don't see that one too often. Obviously, only when the base is loaded, really. And did it perfectly. When it's hit hard to the corners like that, first play is always to home. So, you know, keeps run number 11 off the board. Keeps it a 6-run ball game. Still so much work to do with the Crawdad offense. And here for Olson, needs one more out. To get it there is just a 6-run deficit, but still run scoring spot for the Barons. Time to add on. Get some more insurance. Why not?
First pitch to Ocampo. Ground ball past third. Parker Jr. was playing in. Can't get there. 1 run comes across. And now this one gets past Bull. The 2nd run will score. Isaac Ocampo. RBI single plus an E7. 12-4 the ball game now with 2 outs and still a runner at second.
Just not the day for the Crawdads, and the Barons taking advantage of it. One of the more difficult days defensively. Now the 4th error for the Crawdads that we've seen in a while. Defense has been just immaculate, pristine during the playoffs so far. No errors in the first 2 games, making every single play, turning on a lot of double plays. And now today it's just kind of falling apart a bit. But if you want to have it on one day, this is the day to do it if you're the Crawdads.
Here's Tyler up, 2 outs, runner at second. First pitch from Olson, curveball on the back door for a strike. It's been all Barons looking to force Game 3 in the 2026 CCL Championship Series. Crawdads took Game 1 5-4 in 9 innings. 0-1. Tyler hits another ground ball to third. Diving effort from Parker Jr. Not there. Ocampo stops at third. And I think the Barons are getting the idea here, Harry. Just hit the ball on the ground, and Olson's allowing contact.
Absolutely. They're turning it around, just hitting it hard now through the left side. It feels like really a lot of the hard-hit balls in this game have been concentrated into the last 2 innings, and that most recent one going to be it for Michael Olson.
That it is. Out comes manager Brent Cummings for the Crawdads. Trey Galino will enter this game while he gets warmed up. We'll take a break. Trigolino into the game for Walnut Creek, the rising redshirt freshman from the University of California. 8th appearance this summer, 7.94 ERA entering this game. Last time he was out here, he touched 93 with his fastball on July 24th against the Seagulls. Went 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, no hits, no runs. That's what the Crawdads are looking for right now. Buckley at the plate, Espinoza in the hole. Barons added 2 more this inning. They've got an 8-run lead.
Yeah, just give him some work. Again, not really scheduled to pitch today, so it's a point in the game where the Crawdads are saying, all right, on to tomorrow, save some pitching, and for the Barons, obviously riding with a lot of momentum. They'll be the designated away team once again tomorrow, but it's a team that should carry all the momentum from this game, and Crawdads just have to hope to get back, but man, it's tough after getting punched in the mouth like this to really get back from that and try and set your sights on the positives.
Certainly just been all Barons today. The Crawdads jumped out to a 1-0 lead, but the Academy they responded immediately with a run of their own in the bottom of the first, and then a nightmare 5-run inning in the second. It's been all Academy since then. Vance Haskins just an inning and 2/3 in his start, 6 hits, 6 runs. Lorenzini's been the most effective Crawdad pitcher, just 1 run allowed, which was earned in 3 1/3 for him. Runners on the corners. 2 outs, bottom 8. Up comes Buckley, 1 for 4. Galeno looking for 1 out here. Galeno steps off briefly. Now he's back to the rubber, has the sign from Clisby. Righty's first pitch out of the stretch, fastball low.
You mentioned he's a Cal Bear, or Cal just said it's first ever Hall of Fame inductee in the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. Jeff Kent.
Well, look at that.
I did not know that was the singular and first Cal Bear.
1-0. Fastball in the dirt.
I was pretty surprised to learn that. I mean, it's a program that's feels like it's always going to be pretty solid, churn out some solid talent.
Right.
More recently, Andrew Vaughn, a guy who won the Golden Spikes there, obviously has turned out to a solid MLB career so far. Not Hall of Fame level, but it's a good program.
Yeah, Cal, perhaps more known for their football. 2-0 curveball, Galeno misses.
Maybe.
Yeah, at least in terms of, players.
Name value.
Drafted, name value players. I mean, Marshawn Lynch, Aaron Rodgers.
Of course. Galeno looking to be the next part of really a solid Cal program.
And 2 other Bears on the Crawdad roster this summer. 3-0, fastball top of the zone for a strike. There's Galeno, Miles Tencher, and Sam Johnston, who were sent out to play here for the Crawdads this summer. Galeno's the only one left right now. Johnston is on the playoff roster, but his last game was in the North Championship. 3-1, curveball away. Buckley walks. The bases are loaded with 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Galeno going to have to work back. Izzy Espinoza up for the 5th time today. He's 3 for 4, 2 RBI singles, another single where he just reached, no one was on, and then a strikeout looking in the 4th. Battery meeting. Clisby's going to trot out to the hill. He and Galeno want to make sure they're on the same page, and now Austin Bolello throwing pitches in the Crawdad bullpen as well.
Sheesh.
Got to imagine if Espinoza is able to reach here, they might go to Bolello lefty-lefty matchup, try and get Sawamura.
And if you're the Barons, I mean, you see on the other side of things, Crawdads have burned through, and as their 6th pitcher, if they get 1 more, that's really job well done.
Galeno misses up and in. Look out, Espinoza has to duck out of the way. Fastball that kind of was at his head.
Look out.
1-0. Curveball, tap foul. Espinosa's had himself a breakout game here in game 2 of the championship series. Entered this contest. 23 games played, 188 average, 273 on base, 188 slugging. He was struggling at the dish. Rising junior out of East LA College, and boy, he's put it together today. 1-1 from Galino. Backdoor curveball for a strike. Just 2 pitches from Galino. Fastball, curveball. It's all he usually needs. And now he just needs 1 more strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Sawamura on deck. The righty's 1-2. Curveball bounces in front of Clisby. Parker Jr. hugging third base. Ramos shifted in towards second, as is Carlisle. Middle infield playing deep. Cam Taylor deeper at first. Kind of 12 feet from the bag. Outfield straight away. Deuce is wild. 2-2 with 2 outs. Bases loaded. Galino kicks and deals. Curveball, ground ball to third base. Parker Jr. collects, fires to first. That'll do it. 2 more runs in the inning for the Barons. They lead by 8 now. Crawdads with 3 outs to make up that deficit. Three outs away from forcing Game 3 of the CCL Championship. Jimmy Cannelly gets the call out of the Barons bullpen. 6'5" right-hander from Huntington Beach, California. 7.58 ERA. He's 3-3 in 7 appearances, 4 starts, 19 innings pitched. Strikeout guy, 24 Ks, just 8 walks, but the whip a little bit higher than you'd expect. 17 hits allowed, 16 earned runs. But per inning, that's actually not too bad. 1.32 ERA, or whip, I should say. He'll face Ramos, Aldridge, and Carlisle. Crawdads an 8-run deficit.
Well, and all he needs, stats aside, 3 outs before giving up 8 runs or more for a staff that has dominated the Crawdads lineup today in a win-or-go-home game for Academy. This has been such a big performance, and for them, for the most part, it's been very stress-free, where you think of, if you're playing with your season on the line, it's usually a game that would induce some stress, but they did such an excellent job of getting the lead early, just pumping strikes on the mound thereafter, and just a complete performance from this Barons team that has earned the right to play Game 3 tomorrow.
Very much so. Strong offensive production from the Barons today. 12 runs, 14 hits, 1 error defensively. They benefited from 4 Crawdad errors. And Walnut Creek just 4 runs on 7 hits. Not the usual offense the Crawdads are used to. Only took 5 runs for Walnut Creek to be victorious yesterday, but that was just enough. And they have to tell Cannelly to take off the arm sleeve that he had on his right arm.
Oh, was it baseball colored?
No, it was red. And they're going to get a black one, or navy blue, regardless.
Darker, yeah. There's something about how it catches the eye rather than the baseball. I remember back a while ago in Little League, it was always a crime to wear the white sleeve because it blends in with the baseball.
Right. Canley to face Ramos, Aldridge, and Carlisle. The last 3 chances for Walnut Creek to start a rally. Ramos 1 for 3 today. First pitch to him. Fastball down the middle at 88 miles an hour. Canley, Cuesta College guy, rising sophomore. Appeared in 7 games. 9 games, 7 starts, I should say, for Cuesta. 0-1. Ramos hits a fastball high in the air, foul behind home plate. 0-2 to the Crawdad shortstop. Ramos, the Crawdad RBI leader. 0-2. Ripped into deep left. Tyler tracking back at the track. Out of here! Solo blast for Elijah Ramos, his second of the season. 12-5, the deficit for Walnut Creek now.
Any way to get it started, that's a pretty good one. Send out a home run to deep left field. His family here to celebrate it. Sends him the love you sign. That's great to see. And really good swing from Elijah Ramos, who's been swinging it really well in the postseason. Obviously yesterday, one player of the game honors after a really tough, game to end his season, a couple games before the end of his season, but has really bounced back from the 0 for 5 performance he had against Sonoma in the regular season, just tearing the cover off the ball since.
And apart from that Sonoma game, he had hits in 5 straight games entering that game. He's back and hot again. Here's Aldridge. First pitch to him, skied in the infield towards third. Aguirre, he gets called off. Clayton's going to grab it just before foul territory. 1 out, top of the 9th. 2 outs away are the Barons from forcing game 3.
That's really strong dexterity from the shortstop Clayton as well. He threw the hat off knowing that it was kind of going to get in his way a bit, trying to track that ball directly up. And that's a good play with the sun now setting over back into our right. You don't have to worry about it as an infielder, so you can throw the hat off and just track the ball.
First pitch to Carlisle, grounder to short. Clayton collects the throw to first with plenty of time. Crawdads down to their final out. The Barons, 1 more away before we get game 3 in this series.
It's big time. And that there is 2 good fielders just involved in the same play. Carlisle, very good fielder to his own right, sending it over to Clayton.
Another ball in the field. It's like somebody's behind left field, just tossing them back into play. So the left fielder Tyler has to take care of this one. First base umpire Eric Thompson calls time.
Yeah, might have been the Ramos home run ball. Back into play.
Potentially. Canley needs just 1 more out. Kevin Parker Jr., the man at the plate. He's got to retire. 1 for 4 with a triple. Righty's first pitch in the dirt.
Yesterday we saw some footballs end up on the outfield grass at Monte Vista, back over not even right center field. Because beyond right field, there's been the football summer camp looks like going on. Maybe a Monte Vista Mustang thing.
1-0. KPJ takes an outer third fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, that football practice has been kind of a mainstay here at about 5 o'clock on weekday afternoons, but today is Saturday, so they are not out there. 1-1. Low.
They really fill up the parking lot. It's been harder to park even before games. Feels like during those weekday occasions.
Yeah, the Monte Vista lot fills up.
Usually wide open. Usually you get to pick and choose whatever spot you want.
Pretty much. 2-1 to KPJ. Hit the other way down the right field line. Sanders is over, makes the catch. Ball game. 12-5 win for the Academy Barons. They forced game 3 against the Walnut Creek Crawdads here in the 2026 CCL Championship game. And folks, we're going to keep it right here for the post-game show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who is playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. And Harry, it's a big win for the Barons, all offense. 14 hits, 12 runs, 4 crawdad errors. Crawdads scored first in the top of the first inning, but after that, it was 7 unanswered runs until the 6th. The Crawdads got 1 back, made it a 5-run game, then 2 more from the Barons in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th to add to the total and put this game well out of reach. Bryden Bull and Elijah Ramos, a pair of home runs to make the final score a little bit closer in the latter 2 innings, but, you know, pretty much since that 6th inning, the writing was on the wall.
It sure was. You know, all it is now is it's no longer a CCL Championship series. It becomes a CCL Championship game. You just got to regroup, do the same thing tomorrow, make the necessary adjustments. And you look at the Barons, they look to repeat the effort they had today. I mean, really everything was working. And when you get 7 innings from your starter, a 2-run ball with just 1 earned run, I mean, that's a winning formula every single time. 10 times out of 10, even 100 out of 100 here in the CCL. You get that kind of distance from your starter, you're going to win ball games. And so now it just becomes really all about the depth of these pitching staffs. Who has saved their pitching? Whose pitching has the ability to last right in a 3-game set, 3 games in a row? Now you're deep into it. They've been doing it all season, 6 games during the week, but you want to save all your best guys. You just got to see then who's going to deliver tomorrow on the mound. And if it ends up getting even deeper, you take a look at the bats. What can they do against these pitchers who maybe weren't expecting to pitch in some big moments?
So either way, Game 3 on tap tomorrow. It'll be 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific time here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. We'll have that action for you live. The Barons and the Crawdads. Crawdads back to the official home team at this technically a neutral site game. But man, Game 3 of the CCL Championship coming to you tomorrow. For Harry Setrakian, Jack Brooks, my producer by our side, Troy Limoncelli. We'll see you folks tomorrow.